There are big concerns.
This action flies in the face of science.
Dr. Gretchen Goldman is president of the Union of Concerned Scientists. She says the administration is allowing the fossil fuel industry to, quote, run amok.
We're going to see some immediate impacts of this, increases in emissions and health harms in communities.
Statements from several auto companies and groups are welcoming the changes, but add they are committed to reducing emissions.
A funding bill for the Department of Homeland Security failed in the Senate because Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says Democrats insist on reforms for ICE.
Today asked a simple question. Will you rein in ICE's abuses, or will you vote to extend the chaos? Republicans chose chaos, and the Democrats, we refused.
Law enforcement in Pima County, Arizona, are out with a plea to the public for help in the case of missing Nancy Guthrie. CBS's Andres Gutierrez is in Tucson.
They're asking people to check their cameras for video on January 11th from 9 p.m. to midnight, and then again on Saturday, January 31st from 9:30 in the morning to 11 a.m. The sheriff's department says that there was apparently a suspicious vehicle spotted.
They set up a special form online to upload video. The immigration operation is leaving Minnesota. Suleiman Adan with the Council of American Islamic Relations says while federal agents are heading out,
withdrawal does not erase harm, it does not erase fear, and it does not erase what families in this city have endured.
a protest outside of Snapchat headquarters in Santa Monica, California. Reporter Rick Montanez is with CBS News Los Angeles.
They blame the tech giant for ignoring parents' concerns. They say the algorithm is designed to addict children to the platform. Parents had a lot of heartbreaking stories.
A quarter of a counterfeit pill he got through Snapchat. It was pure fentanyl. His last message was on Snap, "Are you sure this was real?"
In New York City, state and local officials raised the giant pride flag again at the Stonewall National Monument after an order by the Trump administration ordered it to be removed. The monument stands outside the historic Stonewall Inn. That's the birthplace of the modern LGBTQ+ rights movement. On Wall Street, stocks plummeted today. This is CBS News.
Join Adriana Diaz and Kelly O'Grady for the perfect start to your weekend. Ease into your Saturday with CBS Saturday Morning on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
A plea from Seattle police as they search for a double murder suspect. But first, we go to Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Simply Seattle has our traffic update. North 5 through Seattle, just past Albro, we've got a crash in the HOV lane. From there, we're looking at scattered backups across the Ship Canal Bridge. Plan on 40 minutes now to make it through downtown. Northbound 99 is wide open through downtown. South 5 is slow in the U District. It gets pretty packed there at the Ship Canal Bridge down to I-90. 20 minutes from Linwood to Seattle, not bad. Seattle to Federal Way is about 35 minutes. Typical backups here. Bellevue to South Center is at 35 minutes. In North 405 heading into Renton slows from South Center through the Renton S-curves. And good news, east of the mountains, all lanes are back open. Eastbound 90 and milepost 73 in Easton. This involved a car towing a trailer. It clipped the back of a semi and rolled over. And right now, it's left us with a 6-mile backup. Right now, it's a 2.5-hour drive from North Bend to Ellensburg. Get your championship gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear with both licensed and custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Celebrate the title with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, hats, and collectibles. Use code ESPN15 for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com. KIRO Newsradio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Nearly 2 weeks after somebody shot and killed 2 Rainier Beach High School students, police are out with new information on a suspect, and they're asking the public to help catch a shooter.
Seattle Police Detective Eric Munoz says the gunman got off a King County Metro bus around 4 p.m. on January 30th and shot and killed the 17 and 18-year-old boys.
Our detectives are asking to speak with the passengers on Route 106 near Rainier Avenue South and South Henderson Street that may have been in contact or sitting next to or have seen that gunman.
There were dozens of students at that bus stop at the time, too, so police also want to speak to them. Police have not released a description of the shooter. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
The Linwood police chief is distancing himself from a joint statement with the mayor, George Hurst. He called on residents to report ICE activity and also criticized federal agents' actions. Police Chief Cole Langdon tells the Jason Ranch Show on Seattle Red the mayor wrote those lines.
Mayor has an absolute right to make those statements. I do not in my role in order to be a legitimate public safety leader.
Langdon says his message is Linwood police do not enforce immigration law. ICE does. More than 12,000 Seattle students skipped school yesterday to catch the Seahawks Super Bowl parade. Seattle Public Schools says along with the students, more than 650 staff members were also absent. District had warned families on Monday that going to the parade would not count as an excused absence. And now us sports fans can turn our attention to baseball. KIRO News Radio's Manda Factor tells us the Mariners' first spring training game is just over 1 week away.
Longtime voice of the Mariners, Rick Riz, tells Seattle's Morning News.
I want a World Series win and a parade for the fans here in Seattle.
Riz is retiring after this season.
It's time to, look back at and see what my next chapter is going to be, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay here. I still would like to work for the ball club.
We asked him about the offseason acquisition of former St. Louis Cardinal Brendan Donovan.
The Mariners get a guy who's going to play with his hair on fire.
Expectations are high after winning their first division title in 24 years. Manda Factor, KIRO News Radio.
And your weather updates. We are seeing mostly clear skies at this hour, but increasing clouds overnight. Rain starts tomorrow and then continues into Saturday. 51 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show.
Yes,
thank you.
Please help
The
us.
moon! You guys, I will have to tell you, look at the moon. That's amazing.
The voicemails that we get, none of them have really helped us. 801-575-5532. Now, there has maybe one came in. We're like, we can learn and grow from there. What's that?
When Ryan called, that was pretty useful, I think.
Yes, we still have that one. Let's try to up the bar. Let's just raise the bar a little bit. 801-575-5532. And this is a call out to Dennis as well.
Yes.
Because nobody, that guy's going to show you how to leave a voicemail message and make this show better.
And we know you're listening, Dennis.
Yes, we do. All right. Joe back, still breathing weird. Special guest coming on at what time?
4:30.
4:30, yeah. I don't believe all of this, even though Aaron has... I realize this is also an insult to Aaron, because we're like, oh, Aaron does the news for like 7 minutes. They're like, and now here's the news. Here's the news.
I do the news for like 2 minutes.
Feels like 7 times.
I was going to say, I don't know if that seems like
it's good. No, it's
backhanded.
Good. No, it's good.
It feels like forever. Oh, my gosh.
No, it's good.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Joe has titled this, Shoot the Moon.
For the moon, but...
This is words written down, I can't read. Let's see. Days in History. How's that cough coming along? That's nice. Oh, God.
That's great.
And we're going to wonder why people are sick. Days in History. Charles Darwin, who, by the way, started a club while he was in college. And this is a club that Aaron... I'll just leave it, tease it with this. Aaron would want to be in this club.
Ooh.
He would be the president of the club. The Charles Darwin Club that he was in college. Plus, the window shade debate. You put the window shade up or down when you're on a plane. There's a guy that wrote some piece about, like, when I fly, even though if I'm in the middle seat or the aisle seat, I still want to look out the window. It is the ongoing debate. And then also President Donald Trump weighs in on it. You know why he puts out such crazy stuff on their Truth Social? I'll have the answer for that in a little bit. Plus, good news. The EPA has rescinded the greenhouse gas threat. This is a huge blow to those people that are still worshiping climate change, and it will free the rest of us and unleash the U.S. economy. Yes, way to go. By the way, the history of that thing and how they put that thing in place in 2009. There's the behind-the-scenes story on it that people really need to know about. Let's see what else I got on there. Oh, the net worth of Donald Trump. This is fascinating. You know, my brother-in-law was the accountant for Trump when he was working for doing The Apprentice. And I said to him, hey, Alex, like, how much does he make? And what does he make from that? He goes, I'm not telling you. I said, it's okay. Just, your brother-in-law, it's okay. He's like, no, I'm not going to tell you. I said, I just, round numbers. Why should I tell you? I said, she married my sister. Yeah, so? Because, like, we're family? Technically not really family. I married into the family. It's like, okay, you know what? Screw you, Alex.
I'm going to need his last name, by the way. And check the files.
Hang on. You can call Lori. Here you go. Hang on a second.
You don't know your brother-in-law's last name?
Undercuffler.
Okay.
We'll
work on
Hold
that.
on one second. Wait. No, because obviously there's a problem. And you just want to... There you go, Joe. Go into you.
Perfect.
There you go. And you can call Lori and ask her. Thank you, Andrew, for bringing that down. Well, Joe said, no, I settled all that. Plus, apparently, this is not news to me, but ChatGPT has a bias. And people in Pittsburgh are having to deal with it, and then other cities as well. What's the other city that's also having to suffer from its bias?
Some clever folks at the Washington Post figured out how to get ChatGPT to reveal its bias. So the city of Pittsburgh, the dullest people in America are in Pittsburgh. So every state, you can ask specific questions.
You can see the bias. You ask certain questions of the thing, and it leads you, oh, no, you might be misunderstanding or this or that. You're like, no. And then you ask it to dig in and then do the math. I put that thing through its paces all the time.
Sure do.
Plus, also, the pergola got damaged again. You know, that thing was originally, historically, like an awning for an outhouse.
Really?
Well, we all want to climb up on it. And then, for those of you that were out there cheering and yelling, what they say, about 800,000 people were at the parade yesterday, I ask you to keep something in mind. The love you have for the men that were on those buses, think about that when November rolls around. I'll leave it at that. Is there anything else? No. Okay. Wow, look at all that. People, it's a monologue. Can anybody read that?
I got the boss in the control room.
Can you read that? Let me see that. General idea where we're going. Andrew, please. The building was empty. It was well after midnight, and no one needed to be there but the janitor. He was cleaning toilets. He would make his way around the various offices. He would empty the waste paper baskets. There was one particular office, one room that he spent more time in. You see, there was a filing cabinet there that held something that he needed it desperately. Something that he wasn't supposed to have, but he didn't care because it wasn't fair, it wasn't right, that he was not able to get it. So he borrowed it. He took what he found, he placed it in an envelope, and then he would address it, but put his own home address on the return envelope, and then he would send the contents of the envelope to another country. 6 years later, that janitor would have enough money, more than anyone else had ever seen before. He could have filled those waste paper baskets with cash and still had enough to flush down the toilets that he once cleaned. When the NFL expands to Europe, it's going to need players like that janitor. Men who will be strong enough with self-control and discipline and self-worth not to be intimidated or hurt by the culture that they are about to experience in Europe when the NFL expands. A survey of soccer fans in Germany and England and Spain were asked, is racism a problem in the stands and in social media? The overwhelming majority of them, 97%, that's an overwhelming majority, said yes, racism is a problem. The follow-up question should concern the NFL. In the 9 countries surveyed that said yes, racism exists, and it is a serious problem, about a third of them said, well, it's no big deal. So yes, there's racism, but are you concerned about it? A third said, no, not really. So chanting, throwing bananas, signs, songs, all meant to degrade the black athlete on the pitch, apparently are welcomed in Europe. The NFL should get out its carpet cutters and take its end racism, end zone virtue signaling in stadiums in the United States and fly it over to Europe right away because they will need it. Maybe the players and the U.S. fans should learn a few things from that janitor I spoke about earlier. You see, in the middle of the night, 48 years ago, the envelopes and the borrowed boxes that were sent to other countries, to another country from the filing cabinet, were films of the janitor. And he needed somebody to see him throw a football. Warren Moon, the UW quarterback that had taken the Huskies to the Rose Bowl, couldn't get anyone to send his films out. He went undrafted 10 rounds. So Moon, in between cleaning the crap out of toilets, sent evidence of his greatness to Canada, hoping that somebody would see and the Canadian Football League would pick him up. In 1978, Edmonton signed him. 1983, he was the MVP of the league. 1984, the Houston Oilers signed him for $5.5 million, making him the highest paid quarterback in NFL history. Remember, this is the man that was cleaning toilets. Death threats, the N-word, the stands filling with fans who would scream at him every time there was an interception because it was based upon the color of his skin. There was media bias in reporting his failures and his success. Moon did his best to ignore, but it did hurt him. It hurt him deeply. He performed on the field, and that's what he used to silence his critics. In the surveys about racism, if they hold true, and the NFL does plan to expand, Roger Goodell better hope he has some Warren Moons on the field. Or, as Yogi Berra used to say, it's like deja vu all over again. Hit it! Gong it! Gong it! There you go. All righty. Questions, comments, concerns?
I didn't know Warren Moon went to UW.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He played for a junior college in California, and then went over, got on to the UW, played UW, and then to the Rose Bowl. Yeah. The guy had, when he was at Houston Oilers, he threw for 5,000 yards. This guy was like, no one had ever seen anything like this before. Unbelievable. As a kid, we used to, there's number one. Houston Oilers, he was number one. We always used to make fun of his number. But that guy, Warren Moon, what he did, I mean, really just the fact that they shut him out, that he gets in there and proves everybody wrong, it's a pretty amazing story.
I remember being a kid.
And you know what I got? Dave Wyman told me the first part of it, and I did a bunch of research on it to find out about, he worked as a janitor at night. He'd send out the films. Because the thing was, the other coaches there were like, why should we bother sending his films out for the NFL to see him and scout him? Because, there was such a bias against a black quarterback that why bother? So he did it on his own.
Yeah, I remember it being a really big deal in like the late 80s. When he was in the NFL, it was like, oh my God, it's a black quarterback. It's a black quarterback. This is like important. This is a thing. And being a kid, you don't really understand why. But yeah, and I don't remember who came next, but he was definitely a trailblazer. How long did he play in?
He is in the NFL Hall of Fame, 2006.
But how long after college did he go to the Canadian Football League?
Right in the next year.
Okay.
Yeah, so right after college, and he sent the thing in, and the Edmonton Eskimos were like, yeah, we'll take you.
Good old Canada.
Come on, Canada. Yeah, so he goes there. By the way, threw away my I got to get better about not throwing away the... Where's the thing with the staple?
That's right, Canada. Suck on that.
Right. Okay. See it, Joe? Yeah, there we go. That's got all the rest of the notes on it. 1-888-973-5476. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 1-888-973-5476. Come on in. Teeny tiny lady's going to choose the letter of the day in just a little bit. But let's see. Hey, there you are, Teeny. By the way, you're spinning around back on the turnstile that I had purchased for $37 on Amazon.
Excellent.
Yes, that was taken over for a brief period of time by the Seahawks helmet. And now you're back to your rightful throne right there.
Right.
Yes. Hopefully you enjoy that. And it looks like you got your shirt. Or got your, what is that? What are you wearing? Culottes?
I do have my dress on backward.
You got your little bottle of whiskey there. So good to know. All right.
Do you think the NFL, back to this for a second, do you think they will successfully actually have teams in Europe?
That's the plan. When they went in 2006 to Mexico, they had 106,000 people in the stands. It was the most amount of fans ever to watch a football game. Yeah, they want to go. They want to get into Germany. They want to. But the big problem is, like in London, they're looking at the taxes. And they're like, okay, how much we have to pay these guys if they want to live in London and perform in London? Because they want to stop flying them over there and have all the jet lag and everything. Because how else do you grow the market? Well, you grow the market by having somebody like Bad Bunny come on and sing in Spanish. And so you want to grow the South American League. You want to get people involved in that. They're just growing and growing because you got to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
But are they shooting for having an like NFL teams?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Europe?
Oh, yeah.
Not just a separate league?
Oh, yeah. No.
I mean, that would seem to regularly have to cross the Atlantic for football games.
They're not. No. They would want to set up, but they're looking at it like, okay, if we have a team there in London, and then we'll play other teams and stuff like that. We'll just grow what we have in the NFL, just pick it up and move it over there. Then you have all the teams over there, and then get a chance to have like fun names for the players.
And then what you have
helmets.
is like 2 a.m. pre-games because of the time
really.
offset.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Stop, naysayers. They all laughed at Christopher Columbus when he said the world was round. They laughed when Edison recorded sound. All right?
And now we're laughing that NFL is going to be in Europe full time.
No. The NFL, if you're there, you're watching the team, you're watching on your own time. You're not watching America. You're watching your team.
But what if your team is traveling?
Well, why not? Your team's not right. Imagine, just take all the teams that are playing in America. That's right. There we go.
Yeah.
Leave all those guys there. Then you go over to Europe and you colonize Europe with American football. So with a guy sitting there and watching the telly.
A separate league.
A separate league.
Okay, well,
right, go there.
That changes everything.
Call my team there.
You said the same league, John. That's the confusion.
That was the first question.
The same type of league.
Okay.
The same type
He's
of
a good
league.
man. He was a good man. My pa was a good man.
All
right. Let me, one other thing. Somebody wrote in the other day, lie. No, there were no fights at a James Taylor concert. Whoever that guy was. It still bothers me. So you weren't even here for it. My brother and I got a job at Mann Music Center because we wanted to see free concerts. We wanted to see James Taylor. There were concerts prior to James Taylor at the Mann Music Center, and there was a fight that broke out. I don't know if it was Little Feet or whatever it was. And we got a call on a walkie-talkie to go down there and break the fight up. And my brother and I converged in the same spot, and I looked at him like, I'm not going to go down there and get hit in the eye with an elbow or something else. So we sort of stood back. But somebody wrote in, lie, there would never be a fight at a James Taylor concert. It wasn't at the James Taylor concert.
It was at the opener for the James Taylor concert?
No, it was at another, every 4 days there'd be another concert there. But the only reason we got the job is so we could get a free ticket to go see James Taylor. But it was like an outdoor venue. I don't even know if it's still there anymore. Maybe they moved it to Europe.
And now you know the rest of the story.
Did you ever get to see James? All right.
Oh, yeah. Love it. I've seen him a bunch of times. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nate, hi.
Wilcox Family Farms has our update. No surprises out there. North 5, solid approaching the West Seattle Bridge. And then what's pretty solid from there across the Ship Canal. We did clear that earlier crash at Albro. Still about 30, 40 minutes to get through downtown. Once you get over the Ship Canal, you're clear all the way into Shoreline, where it's just a little crowded into Mount Lake Terrace. Seattle to Linwood, 25 minutes. Bellevue to Linwood, a half hour. It is solid through Kirkland, and then you'll thin out by the time you reach Bothell. Lake Bridges, you're all clear. Westbound 520 does jam up at Montlake Boulevard because of our Revive I-5. South 5 is packed from Northeast 50th down to I-90. We've got a new crash at Denny Way blocking your left lane. Bellevue to South Center, plan on 35 minutes. You're slow at 520 all the way to the VMAC. You'll catch a nice breather and then heavy volumes along South Center. Renton to Puyallup, southbound on 167 is at 40 minutes. Cage-free eggs are good, free range are better, and mobile pasture-raised eggs are the best. Choose the best for your family. Locally fresh Wilcox Family Farms eggs. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Yes, about Wilcox Family Farm eggs. All right, listen, if you're over the age of 50 and you don't want to wear readers or glasses or contacts anymore, concerned about a cataract, there is a thing called RLE, refractive lens exchange. There's a couple of doctors that do it around here, and I started doing my searches, and I was like, okay, let's see, who does that? Okay, there's that. And I come across K2 Vision. I was like, okay. I go in there, I meet Dr. Kopstein. I'm sort of, checking these guys out. I'm going to sign up right away. And I ask him how many of these you've done. He goes, well, about 100,000. It's like, okay, check, good experience. Here's the thing that really sold me on K2 Vision RLE. Kopstein says to me, listen, I'm not going to do this procedure on you unless you're really, really need it, because I want you to have a great result. I was like, So he'd send me away. He looks at my eyes. Your eyes are in bad shape. I knew that already. So he does the procedure, 5 minutes in one eye, 5 on the other. And I believe it was the next day I go back in. I got 20/20 vision. Still do. That was 5 years ago. Thank you, Dr. Kopstein. Thanks to all the doctors over there at K2 Vision RLE. If you don't want to wear readers and glasses and contacts, it's K2VisionRLE.com.
I know the paint's barely dry on the new Super Bowl champ Seahawks gear, but can you believe the Mariners pitchers and catchers report today?
Holy catfish, that was fast. They know from day one of spring training, they have a chance to win the whole thing.
Look who we have in studio.
Baseball royalty.
Rick Riz.
Congratulations to Seahawks. Now it's our time to go win a World Series.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at mynorthwest.com.
You know, it's frustrating. You work your tail off for 40 plus years. The government takes 30 or 40% in taxes. Then they turn right around and waste it. Americans are getting fed up, and that's why they're taking advantage of tax planning. Charlie Harger here. Tax planning could significantly reduce your taxes, not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. Learn how much you could save in taxes when you retire with free retirement tax savings analysis from Boss Retirement Solutions. If you've saved more than $300,000, schedule your free analysis now by calling 206-210-1350. Don't pay the government one more dime than you need to. You need to call the team at Boss Retirement Solutions. Call 206-210-1350. 206-210-1350.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
You know the one question that guys hate to have asked of them by their wives, Nick?
I can take a good guess.
I know you know 100 of them. This is the worst one. Do these jeans make my butt look big?
Whoa.
Can't answer that one, right? What I've noticed is whenever you ask me questions like that, I just simply say, oh, I don't know. What did the doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic say?
Well, the doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic would tell me that my butt looks great in those jeans now that my hormones are balanced.
What'd they do? Did they give you something to bring your weight down?
No, just a result of having my hormones balanced caused me to lose weight. Who would have known? I had no idea that would be a result of it.
So that's good. So the answer is you look great. You're beautiful.
I feel great. I look great.
Yeah.
And I know it.
I've also noticed that your testosterone makes you a little feistier than you normally are, as my beautiful Greek wife.
I might be small, but I have a loud bark.
Yes, you do. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. I'm here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. What is something someone can do right now to protect themselves from being on the wrong side of the IRS?
It's really pretty simple, and that is do it right. File on time and pay on time. Yet things do get in the way, like we know. And if you have situations where you're feeling a little concerned about what's in your tax return, get some professional help. And there is a group or a class of people that just think they can put anything they want in their tax return. And they think they are being smarter than the government. It's kind of like the person, the narcissist that thinks they're smarter than everybody else and they're going to get away with it. They will maybe for a while, but the time will come. There will be a day of reckoning.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Olympic Hot Tub Super Smart Top Special is here. Hey, it's Ryan Roland Smith. This is your chance to save now on your new hot tub and get a free Smart Top worth $3,700. Take it from me because I have one. Smart Top is the ultimate cover for your tub. Strong, long-lasting, and ready to defend your tub against northwest weather. Super Smart Top special savings will make you feel, well, super. Details at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Deadlocked over DHS funding.
The motion is not agreed to.
Senate Democrats today blocked a measure to fund the Department of Homeland Security. CBS's Linda Kenyon reports a temporary shutdown of the agency now appears imminent.
Senate Democrats have been demanding several reforms to ICE operations following the shooting deaths of 2 protesters in Minneapolis. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says Republicans failed to take them seriously.
Republicans chose to put a bill on the floor that ignored the abuses, ignored the outrage, ignored what the American people want overwhelmingly.
He added the Democrats listened.
Enough is enough.
The vote to advance the funding bill was 52-47, well short of the 60 votes required by Senate rules. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
King County Executive Gurmai Zahalai is moving to block federal immigration agents from accessing non-public county facilities. His first executive order also dedicates $2 million for immigrants and refugee services, including housing and legal aid.
We've all seen the terror that communities are experiencing at the hands of ICE, the kidnappings, the raids, the family separations, the unjustified killings.
The order also requires the sheriff's office to develop new guidance on working with immigration agents and improve security cameras at Boeing Field. That's so they can better track deportation flights. No major damage or significant crimes at the Seahawks victory parade yesterday. A bit of a different story, however, Sunday night, when some 12s scaled the historic Pioneer Square pergola. KIRO 7 TV's Renji Sinha reports they damaged some glass panels.
They did the same thing in 2014 after that Seahawks Super Bowl victory. Now the Seattle Parks Foundation is making a plea to the 12s to donate $12 or more to help clean up the parks, repair public spaces that were damaged.
And the 12s have responded. At last check, they have raised more than $16,000. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 3:32. Here's Nate Connors.
This one's brought to us by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Typical backups in all the typical places. Everett to Marysville at 10 minutes. Seattle to Everett, just a 40-minute trip. Once you clear the Ship Canal Bridge, it's wide open until you get into Shoreline, where we're seeing just minor crowding. And then north of the Linwood interchange, it thickens up just a bit. It's a 50-minute trip from Bellevue to Everett. Scattered backups now from Bellevue into Bothell and then again in Alderwood. Here in Seattle, northbound I-5, it's solid approaching the West Seattle Bridge and stays that way across the Ship Canal. We did clear an earlier crash at Albro Place, and that has lightened up the load a little bit, so we're at 35 minutes to clear downtown. South 5, you're packed from the U District to I-90. We just cleared our collision at Denny Way. Linwood to Seattle, 20 to 25 minutes. Bellevue to South Center is at 35 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia is a 45-minute commute. It's home show season. Lake Washington Windows and Doors is giving you 20% off, plus 12 months, same as cash financing. Visit them at the home shows or lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And to your forecast now, we are seeing mostly clear skies at this hour, increasing clouds overnight, rain at times for tomorrow and into Saturday. Right now, 53 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Home Comfort Alliance. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. By the way, I listened back to the show yesterday. We could have really gone to town on that Bucky song. Can we try that one again today?
You want the same song?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
I can't contribute much because of my.
You just could play the tambourine.
Okay.
You'd be like, who's the Partridge Family gal that just played the tambourine?
I'll take your word for it.
Was it Lori?
Who? I wasn't listening.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah.
Nate might know.
Who was the Partridge Family gal that played the tambourine? Only the tambourine.
Danny Bonaducci.
No, he played the guitar. No, never mind. Moving on. Okay, just stay in history. Stay in history. Ed, you're missing out listening to the show. You're working here. Can you imagine the people that are like half in and half out?
I was listening, and then for
5
seconds I wasn't.
Okay, fine. You got to hang on every word. Here we go. The 1793, the U.S. enacts the first fugitive slave law, which basically says that if a slave escapes and you get that slave, you got to return that slave back to the South. If not, you're in trouble as well. 1809, Charles Darwin is born, and then the same day, Abraham Lincoln is born. So if they were all together, they'd be like,
Hey, you're going to be famous.
Hey, Aquarius. 1793, the release of the U.S. POWs begin. 1999, Bill Clinton is able to redefine what the definition of is, and is acquitted of both articles of impeachment. And then, well, look out, Yugoslavia president goes on trial for war crimes. Didn't end well for him. Charles Darwin. You know much about Charles Darwin? He was first the guy, that was really for the United States when it comes to changing the culture of the United States. There was a big battle between religion and science. When Darwin came out and said, look, it's evolution, then a bunch of cases went to the Supreme Court and to other state courts. Can you teach evolution? Can you teach creationism? Can they both be taught together? I think there are 3 or 4 cases that have significance regarding that. The Scopes monkey trial, if people remember anything about that. But I liked some weird things about Darwin. Are you ready? As a young man at Cambridge, Darwin joined a club called the Glutton Club. Nate would like this. Its goal was to eat animals previously unknown to the human palate. He ate
Chuck.
Hawk.
See?
Hawk. Iguana. Bittern, Bittern.
Yep.
Probably goes well with Wilcox. An armadillo, which he says tastes a lot like duck. Let's see. Scientific curiosity. He measured the skulls of his children constantly. Darwin was obsessed with human development and variations. He closely documented his children's behavior. He measured their heads, recorded emotional responses. He said it was part of being a Victorian dad. Talk about it.
Their emotional responses to having their head measured?
Just generally always checking, see how they're doing. He conducted experiments on earthworms for decades, studied them for 40 years, played music to the worms to see how they'd react, measured their heads, observed whether they responded to... He's really into measuring heads. I threw that in there. Measured how much soil they moved. In his final book in 1881, all about the worms, it was a bestseller.
Really?
That's what we should learn about Darwin. Obsessed with minor details, like he would count seeds in soil samples repeatedly. This guy sounds like a big bore at a cocktail party. Studied barnacles for 8 years, wrote thousands of letters debating small biological points. Here's the problem that he had. As much as he was into evolution and stuff, I guess his cousin must have been really hot because he married her.
Oh, no.
Ouch. Married cousin Emma Wedgwood, and was later concerned about, could the kids be messed up because of it? Maybe that's where he's always measuring their heads. But apparently they were A-okay. And then he wrote also, by the way, before he got married, he did a pro and con. Should he marry Emma? At the top of the list of the con should have been messed up kids with weird shaped heads. But no, pro, constant companion, children, better than a dog. Con, less money for books, less time to study worms. Boy, how many guys have said that? Less travel, loss of time. Very analytical. In the end, love won out. There you go.
And she was his first cousin.
Yep.
They had 10 children, but due to fear that close blood relation caused health issues, 3 of their children died young. He later studied the negative effects of inbreeding in plants and his children. So I think you're right. I think it's why he was measuring their heads.
He's like, I guess you don't want to tell him.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, what are you working on? I'm counting worms and seeds and stuff. And come over here for a minute if you move your club feet. By the way, there was, let's see, marrying cousins was outlawed. Second cousins and first cousins was outlawed in the UK. And I think they brought it back again because of some pressure from the Muslim community there. And I think they're allowing you to marry inter-family marriages again. And people are like, that's not a good idea. But, who's running the show over there in England? All right. Any questions, comments, concerns regarding Charles Darwin? Because it's all going to be on the test tomorrow. Nope.
I would love to know, and you probably don't have the answer to this.
I will.
What was this?
Even if I don't, I'll make it up.
What was this fascination with worms, John?
He liked how wiggly they were? Why, you look it up already?
No.
It's probably having something to do with how they mate. He was really into that sort of stuff. And then I'm going to guess intelligence. He thought they were very smart. Last thing?
He says he recognized their immense overlooked role in transforming the landscape.
Yeah, that's right. Right. And eating all the stuff and then spitting it back out and through the nutritions that would come out of the worms. Yeah. Okay, that's it.
Fascinating.
All right. Well, that music is just grinding me down right now.
It's a little hot in here, too.
But we're just full of complaints. Let's see if Andrew's listening. Andrew?
Yeah, it's Darwin, worms, cousins.
Thank you for summing it all up. If there's anybody still out there, Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line at 1-888-973-5476. Dennis, we still haven't heard from you. It's really, this is a totally micro show when you're actually calling out listeners to write in. This is like one of those podcasts that has like 3 listeners. Yes.
We do have a new voicemail in the inbox, so
yes.
I will
check that one out. All right. In the meantime, what is the proper protocol when it comes to planes? We've often argued about putting the seat back. Should you not put the seat back? Should be concerned for the person behind you. How about the person in the middle seat? Did they get the armrest or not get the armrest? Do you share part of the armrest? And now the big debate moving on to the window. Should the window be up or should the window be down? The President of the United States has something to say about it. And hopefully that will settle all matters and no one will have any more problems about window up or window down on the plane. All right, here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan?
Yes, sir. Simply Seattle has the update. Seattle to Everett, a 40-minute trip. It's 50 minutes from Bellevue to Everett. You've got scattered backups that start in Bellevue and go into Bothell. You'll catch a nice little break and then jams up in Alderwood as you get closer to that interchange. And then North 5 is thick from the Linwood interchange up past 164th. Very typical backups here. North 5 coming from the south end into Seattle is solid, approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. About 35 minutes to make your way through downtown right now. Northbound 99 is still a pretty good option. It's pretty clear, jams up just briefly near the stadiums. Let's see, Seattle to Federal Way is a half-hour trip. South 5 is packed from the U District to I-90. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway is just 40 minutes. And North 405, we're slow from South Center up to the Renton Landing. South Center to Bellevue is right around a 25-minute drive. Get your championship gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear with both licensed and custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Celebrate the title with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, hats, and collectibles. Use code ESPN15 for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right, if you have got a hip that's bothering you, like I did, a shoulder, an elbow, a wrist, knee, whatever it is, if you ever used in a full sentence, bone on bone, like I got bone on bone, I guess got some arthritis and a whole bunch of problems, and it's stopping you from being able to enjoy your life. You can't ski, you can't play tennis, maybe no more pickleball for you, whatever the reason is, and you'd wish you could do those things again. And maybe you've even gone to a doctor and said, well, it looks like we can operate. You're like, ooh. Any other options? Well, the doctor holding the scalpel is like, well, let's think the best thing we could do for you. Have you thought about stem cell? This is a 90-minute outpatient procedure, and it's Dr. Mark Wagner is the guy to see. Dr. Mark Wagner has done 20,000 stem cell procedures. He's done my hip about 13, 14 weeks ago. I'm running again. I feel great, able to lift again. And the best part is that they are my own stem cells, helping to regenerate the damage done to the cartilage. It's my full understanding of stem cell research. All I got to tell you is it works. If you're staring down the knife of the surgeon, you owe it to yourself first to go see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
I know the paint's barely dry on the new Super Bowl champ Seahawks gear, but can you believe the Mariners pitchers and catchers report today?
Holy catfish, that was fast.
They know from day one of spring training, they have a chance to win the whole thing.
Look who we have in studio.
Baseball royalty.
Rick Riz.
Congratulations to Seahawks. Now it's our time to go win a World Series.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at mynorthwest.com.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3,000.
Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit a federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that. But Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. You know, retirement is supposed to be a time of rest and relaxation. But every week I get calls from seniors who are stressed out because their cost of living keeps going up. They love their home and they want to stay in it, but they're struggling with rising property taxes, monthly bills, and monthly mortgage payments if they have one. Hi, I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage, a local family-owned company. I specialize in the reverse mortgage, which allows seniors to tap into your home equity for tax-free cash to pay off your mortgage, pay off debts, and maybe put some extra money in the bank. A reverse mortgage is a great option for some people, but it's not right for everyone. So give me a call and you'll talk directly to me in person or over the phone for honest advice you can trust. Search for Best Mortgage on the web or call us at 425-649-6000. You'll talk to me, not an AI robot. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
Hi, I'm Jen from Sky Nursery. If you're like me, you're itching to get out in the garden and get your hands in the soil. So check out Sky's full schedule of gardening events to help you get ready for spring. Learn about pruning fruit trees, tips for roses, a 2-day Wonders of Willow festival, hanging basket workshops, and more. Want to grow your own vegetables? I'll be sharing insights from 2 decades of veggie gardening in the Northwest. Anyone can do it. Learn more and get ready for spring at skynursery.com.
There we go with the John Curley Show. Coming up just a little bit, the EPA and the big revoke of the greenhouse gas threat and climate change, the deregulation. This is the biggest deregulation the U.S. government has ever seen since 2009, when the EPA says, it's a direct threat. Climate change is a direct threat to the health of Americans. CO2 needs to be regulated, and then you get all that stuff, right? No more gas-powered cars and zero emissions by 2050. They just simply said, nope, it's going away. Going away, boom, done. So that's going to be good news. I'll tell you why. And people will always start writing in and telling me that I'm a horrible human being for saying all that sort of stuff. Plus, finally, the debate of whether or not you should have the window shade up or down on a plane has not been settled. In fact, even President Trump was not asked specifically about this, but he was asked about flying in the plane. And, of course, if you ask him anything, he'll say...
And then he said, sir, if you'd like, you can go and sleep. You know, it's a 20-hour trip. If you'd like, you can go and sleep. We have quarters prepared for you. I said, no, I don't have to sleep. I've been on a plane sleeping for 20... I mean, I'm sleeping the plane. I don't sleep on planes. I don't like sleeping on planes, you know. I like looking out the window watching for missiles and enemies, actually.
Okay. The story is there was in 2014 a kid or a guy was fighting this woman. She tried to put the window down. He reached back, put it up. She put it down, put it up, put it down, put it up. Goes back and forth. And now the debate is still there as to whether or not when the window should be up or the window should be down. We know that the rules and regulations on takeoff, that the window needs to be up. Do you know why?
To cool
in the event of an emergency. When you go to get out of the plane, if the window is down, it takes a little while for your eyes to adjust to the light, to the daylight. So they want the window up for that reason. Down, when you land for cooling the plane, it doesn't heat up and everything. But when you're flying, my rule is if you paid extra for the window seat, you're in charge.
I agree.
You get a chance to put it up or put it down.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can complain if you're not in the window seat. However, if you're doing an overnight, like a red eye, or you're flying really early in the morning and you're trying to sleep, like flying overseas or something, please just keep it down.
Yeah, happened to me flying back red eye. I'm back from Austin on Saturday, and the lady up front, 2 rows up, window wide open. No one else had it up. It was still early. And she's got that window open, and the light's going right in my eyes.
Yeah, that is the worst.
And then I went through a series of things like, adjusting to negativity, choosing a different attitude towards negativity, finding the good, being grateful for the fact that I'm on the plane, and I'm working through it all and trying to breathe. And I'm like, okay, so at this point, I'm in the plane, I'm going home to people I love, and I see my dog, and window's still up.
I did a red eye to I think it was to Italy once, and the same thing happened. And I asked the flight attendant, I'm like, hey, this is just killing me. We're trying to sleep. So she actually went over to the guy and said, hey, it's just there's a couple people that aren't able to sleep because of the light coming through. Would you mind shutting it? And he did.
Oh, see, there we go. That would have solved the whole thing.
That's nicely.
All right. Let's see. The net worth of the president going up and going down. And why does he put such crazy stuff on Truth Social? If I own the business, by the way, when Truth Social went public, you could buy stock. I think it was $77, maybe $79 a share. I wouldn't buy right now. It's about $11 or something. But every time he puts something up on Truth Social, people have to go. So in a way, it's like, hey, I went over to Truth Social, saw what he said, and then that's how you build out Truth Social. And the same thing with his name on different buildings. So that's why you put your name on Dulles, or you put your name on a bridge, or you put your name on this, because you get your name on there, and then when you're out of office, your name has greater value.
Tell you where he shouldn't have put his name.
I'm moving along. Okay. Nate's checking traffic, Nathan. Let's do it.
Let's do this. Lake Washington Windows and Doors has our update. Seattle to Everett is a 50-minute trip. Little slow from through Northgate, rather, and then we're filling in between Shoreline and Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, 55 minutes. Scattered backup starting in Bellevue all the way into Alderwood now. South 5 heading into Seattle. It's getting pretty packed in the U District. That continues to I-90. Linwood to Seattle, 25 minutes. North 5, we're solid. Coming around the Michigan curve across the Ship Canal Bridge. It's about 45 minutes now through downtown. Seattle to Federal Way is a half hour. Typical backups from Interurban Avenue to 516. Bellevue to South Center, a 25-minute trip. It's packed from 520 to Cold Creek Parkway. And then from there, you're going to clear out, and it's pretty clear all the way into South Center now. It's home show season. Lake Washington Windows and Doors is giving you 20% off plus 12 months, same as cash financing. Visit them at the home shows or lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Man, can Seattle and the 12s throw a party or what?
They're thinking there could be up to 1 million 12s for this parade.
We're the best in the world! You hear me?
You know, me and so many others remember taking my kid to the parade 12 years ago. And now another generation gets to share that.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Hey, we not done. We coming back next year.
KIRO News Radio.
I'm Chris Davis, former King County prosecutor and founder of the Davis Law Group in Seattle. If you've been injured in a crash caused by impaired or drunk drivers, there are special considerations that need to be taken to protect your legal rights. Davis Law Group's team of investigators and lawyers know how to properly investigate DUI crashes and identify all parties who might be legally responsible for your injuries and damages. Call Davis Law Group at 206-888-8888 or get my free book at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Cold is beginning, rocks are moving and moon is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
In the market for a new Subaru? Do what I did and make it easy on yourself. Ursula Reutin here. Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealership with the largest selection in our state. More than 700 Subarus are ready to roll. And right now, get a 2025 Subaru Crosstrek with 2.9% financing for 36 months on approved credit. Shop now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline or Ballard or shop online at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be
be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 3/2/26. File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction or your money back. File today the easy way in the Credit Karma app.
We're the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Stacey Lynn. The Trump administration has officially rolled back a scientific finding meant to combat climate change.
The 2009 endangerment finding determined carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases endanger public health. President Trump disagreed.
Fossil fuels have saved millions of lives and lifted billions of people out of poverty.
The president also said his action would drive down prices.
This action will save American consumers trillions of dollars and will lower the average cost of a new vehicle by close to $3,000.
As for concerns about what the rollback might mean for public health,
I tell them don't worry about it because it has nothing to do with public health.
Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
The immigration crackdown in Minnesota is coming to an end.
This is not happening in a vacuum, and that this administration has faced ongoing political, economic pressure from Minnesota, from other Americans who have registered their dissatisfaction with how federal authorities have undergone immigration operations in the Twin Cities area.
But correspondent Nicole Skenga tells us border czar Tom Homan called the operation a success. A partial government shutdown's likely after the Senate did not advance a bill to fund the Department of Homeland Security. Minority Leader Chuck Schumer on why the legislation failed.
From day one, I've said unless there are really strong, meaningful reforms to rein in ICE and stop the violence, there will not be Democratic votes to fund ICE and extend the awful status quo that now exists.
Still a lot of questions about the airspace shutdown near the border in Texas. Transportation correspondent Chris Van Cleve has more.
This decision by the FAA to close the El Paso airspace for up to 10 days kicked off a firestorm of finger-pointing. Lawmakers want answers. The top Republican on the Senate committee that has oversight of the FAA says he wants a classified briefing as soon as possible to understand what happened and why.
In New York City, Tony Simone rallied with the New York City Council's LGBTQIA+ caucus today, denouncing the president's order for a large pride flag to be removed from the Stonewall National Monument.
We are many more of us than there are of you. And this is our America, too. And by God, that flag will go back up. For every flag you take down, 10 more will go up.
And that flag was raised up again this afternoon. The FBI has increased its reward to $100,000 for information leading to the location of Nancy Guthrie and or the arrest and conviction of anyone involved in her disappearance. Markets plummeted on Wall Street today. The Dow closed down 669 points. This is CBS News.
Go to the ends of the earth, half a world away. Reach for the stars.
If I take time to think, they might go get Brad.
On CBS, Sunday morning.
Coming up, Seattle police look for new leads in the shooting deaths of 2 teens. But first, Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Buc-ee's has this update. Nothing unusual happening out there. Seattle to Everett is a 45-minute trip. A little slow through Northgate, and then you'll catch a nice break before it starts to fill in between Shoreline and Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, though, just hit 1 hour. We have scattered backups from Bellevue all the way into Alderwood. The drive through Everett looks good. Just a minor crowding northbound between Lowell Road and Highway 2. South 5 is wide open, as it always is during our afternoon drive. South 5 into Seattle looks pretty good. You'll eventually jam up in the U District down to I-90. Linwood to Seattle, less than 25 minutes. North 5 has solid backup approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. It's 45 minutes through downtown right now. Northbound 99 is now jam-packed through that downtown tunnel. Crossing the lake from Bellevue, we're up to a half hour on 520, just 15 minutes on I-90. And Tacoma to Olympia, plan on 50 minutes. For 50 years, Buc-ee's Complete Auto Repair has earned local trust with honest pricing and guaranteed repairs. That's why they're Carfax preferred. No gimmicks, just great service. Buc-ee's.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Seattle police say it was a lone gunman who killed 2 teenagers last month at a bus stop near Rainier Beach High School. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay reports police are asking for the public's help to catch that shooter.
The shooter got off the Route 106 bus near Rainier Avenue South and Henderson Street around 4 p.m. on January 30th. Seattle Police Detective Eric Munoz says they believe the two victims, ages 17 and 18, were targeted.
We're hoping that people can help us solve this homicide. So we need the community's help, and they've given us a lot of support so far, and we just need a little bit more assistance.
They want to talk to people who were on the bus or at the bus stop that day. At this point, police have not released a description of the shooter. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Federal Way City Council has voted to remove Martin Moore as council president. The 4-3 vote came after Moore posted on his official social media account sharing a student flyer supporting a student walkout protesting ICE.
Some of my colleagues chose to politicize a decision I made simply because I lead differently than them.
The council member, Melissa Hamilton, says Moore has repeatedly used the council president platform to advance personal and political causes.
Struggled to separate his outside political and board membership roles from his responsibilities to the city.
Moore will still be on the council. However, member Susan Honda was elected as his replacement. Police departments on the east side are teaming up to crack down on dangerous driving. Bellevue, Issaquah, Redmond, and Kirkland have launched the new East Side Safe Streets Task Force. Officers say they'll patrol known hotspots and issue tickets starting this weekend. Drivers caught racing could also face arrest. Mariners' newest player sounds like the perfect fit. Brendan Donovan has arrived at the team's spring training facility in Arizona.
And I play really hard. I think that's something that your effort, your mentality, all that, those are things that you can control in this crazy game. So that's something that I just try to play like my hair is on fire.
Donovan's coming off an all-star season in St. Louis. The M's acquired him in a 3-team trade. Team's first spring training game is next Friday. Weather updates. Now we are seeing mostly clear skies and then increasing clouds tonight. Some showers for tomorrow and again on Saturday. Right now, 54 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show. Thank you.
I would describe myself as a clamshell. I'm kind of closed off at first. Don't worry. Once you get me open, there's a pearl inside. I also love being on boats. If you have a sailboat, I'm going to marry you. I'm a good listener, like to laugh. So if you want to be funny and tell me a funny story, I love to laugh and I love to have a good time. Just don't tell me anything too sad because I just don't really like to go there. And I love the ocean.
All right. We have her number if anybody would like to meet her.
I didn't write it down, but I'll check back.
Come on. What an annoying human being. Just in that, 20 seconds. It's just...
Yeah, not a fan.
No. Aaron, where are you on her?
Not a fan. Not my type.
You have a boat, she's going to marry you.
I don't have a boat.
Good reason to sink it.
Yeah.
Diving in All right, there we go. The John Curley Show back on the area. There you go. So Trump revokes, well, actually, it wasn't Trump. It's the EPA. Revokes the EPA's finding of the greenhouse gases threatening the huge blow for the climate change regulations. Let me explain this. So they come up in the 1970s with the Clean Air Act, right? And included in the Clean Air Act were bad stuff, sulfur, oxides, nitrogen, oxygen, carbon monoxide, not carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. They said, we need to clean this stuff up because the air is really bad, right? Got all sorts of problems. No more lead in the gas. Okay, fine. That's the Clean Air Act 1970. Well, then they come along in about 2000, I forget what the year was, 2007 or something. It was a case that Massachusetts brings forward. And they said, we should also look at carbon dioxide because although it is produced naturally in the environment, we believe because man is increasing the carbon dioxide by burning fossil fuels, it's increasing Earth's temperatures, which is having a direct effect, will eventually have a direct effect upon our health. So just like the Clean Air Act which included all of those horrible things that were in the environment. They said, well, what's happening is because the Earth's heating up, that is affecting the health of all humans. So we're going to include that carbon dioxide folded into the Clean Air Act. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it went 5-4, went to the Supreme Court, and they were like, yeah, okay. So it's not actually as poisonous as sulfur that's in the air, but the byproduct of carbon dioxide will be a hotter, more, a more difficult environment for us to be able to grow food, to cool, all that stuff. So they lumped it all in. And then what happened was then you would get the Biden administration saying, okay, so EV cars and solar, and we're going to do this, and all the money's flying out of Washington, D.C. and going to subsidize all green, renewable energies, all included within this idea that we are going to you're not going to be able to do anything that increases carbon dioxide, and you're going to have to report every single year when it comes to emissions and how far the car can go and how many miles a gallon, all of that sort of stuff. Huge regulations on just about anything in the economy that used energy, which is everything. So then they decide about a year ago that they are going to ask that be removed from the Clean Air Act, right? So they pull that section out of it. They pull the section out of it, which now frees up and deregulation. And coming from the White House, they say it's going to be savings about $1.4 trillion. Just the burden of the regulation has now been removed. The conservatives were hoping that it would be challenged in court because they said, let's have it go back to the Supreme Court and they can go bang, throw it out entirely. It didn't get challenged, I don't think. So at this point, here we go. As the president is announcing the greenhouse gases emitted from sources like cars and trucks and power plants will no longer be regulated by the federal government.
I'm pleased to be joined today by EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin, who you all know, and to announce the single largest deregulatory action in American history. That's a big statement in American history, and I think we can add the words by far. Okay. Under the process just completed by the EPA, we are officially terminating the so-called endangerment finding, a disastrous Obama-era policy that severely damaged the American auto industry and massively drove up prices for American consumers. Prices went up incredibly for a worse product. This action will eliminate over $1.3 trillion of regulatory costs and help bring car prices tumbling down dramatically.
He would do better if he just avoid the hyperbole.
You're going to get a better car. You're going to get a car that starts easier, a car that works better for a lot less money. For example, under the endangered...
How many people... I'm sorry, but how many people are having trouble starting their car?
Yeah, and what would motivate car manufacturers to really start lowering their prices? I mean,
well, because they won't have to have certain admission things. It doesn't mean all of a sudden these things are going to be out there pumping out all sorts of like leaded gasoline and big clouds of smoke pouring out.
They're
the
just
back
not going to regulate it.
There's going to be different things that they're going to make adjustments for it because there were regulations that had to be put in place. Plus, every single month or every single year, they had to keep track of all the stuff that they were doing. Just it's the additional cost to produce. Anyway, the president goes on even longer, but as CNBC projects the auto industry most benefiting from the change.
The rule change will have the biggest impact on the auto industry.
Yeah.
The transportation sector is the largest contributor of greenhouse gas emissions in the U.S., accounting for about 28% of the country's total emissions. Federal officials said that the reversal could save $2,400 per vehicle, according to the Wall Street Journal. But regulatory uncertainty can make it difficult for companies to plan and can threaten business stability. Things in the automotive industry work on like 5, 7, sometimes even 10-year timelines. You need to be able to plan things out, and when regulations change like this, it can really disrupt a lot of the plans that are already in place. The other issue is that automakers work across all different kinds of markets, and if those markets have different regulations, then they have to keep adjusting their product strategy in different places to suit the local regulations. The more consistent the rules are across all the markets where an automaker might operate, the better it is for them, because it gives them an opportunity to do everything consistently and achieve those economies of scale that help them get profitability. A lot of the automakers that operate in the United States.
Okay, stop.
So
you get all that?
Yeah. So, but to his point, because this could theoretically change as soon as the administration changes.
Yeah. Go ahead. Take it to the Supreme Court. And what they'll see is under the Clean Air Act, yes, you could control and you could regulate the admission of the things that are directly poisonous to the air, right? Smog and the things that directly affect your health. You can't say because carbon dioxide is not a threat to the health of the individual. It is not the pollutant. So he says carbon dioxide was not meant to be regulated. That is even from John Dingell, Representative Dingell, who was involved with the Clean Air Act. So what they're saying is that carbon dioxide is only like 4/10 or 0.04% of the U.S. of the atmosphere. So the Supreme Court look at it and say, but it's not directly considered to be harmful.
It's not poisonous.
It's not poisonous. You could say, well, if it keeps increasing, it's going to get too hot. So this Supreme Court would not be, as the other one was, 5-4. This thing would probably go 6-3. And then that would be the law.
But it probably won't, like car manufacturers probably aren't going to do anything different for now, right? I mean,
I look to see what changes they'd have to make. They have to respond to regulations, and they don't like the federal government coming in on what they can and cannot do. So apparently the study they've done, whether you choose to believe it or not, that it's going to be less regulation. Less regulation means more freedom, more market, flexibility, and maybe they'd be able to offer you different products. I don't know if it's going to be helping your car start. Yeah. All right. Let's see the other part of it. The national debt. The fact that we are still continuing to see, and even though we had Musk in there and they were going to reduce the size of the federal government, it's actually worse than it was when Trump took over. They continue to spend like drunken sailors, and I don't mean to put down any drunken sailors, but still continue to be a problem. The debt gets larger and larger, the interest rates higher and higher, and we have more and more problems. So now, no good news on that, because the government, I was thinking today, the three big things that the Democrats are going to run on. One is healthcare, one is affordability, including food, inflation, and then housing. So those were the three big things they're looking at. And then you think about, isn't the government the reason we have the problems in the first place? All right, take healthcare. Why did we ever decide that, well, we're going to do a freeze on wages, and then corporations like, well, if I can't pay you more, how about I provide you health care? And that's how health care became something that all of a sudden the employer was providing for you. And then the government came along and said, you know what? You can write off what you pay for the health care. Then you got a tax break. Now the government's involved. And then the government's involved, and then you get giant payments for Medicaid and Medicare, which destroys the marketplace. That's a problem they created. Now they're trying to fix the problem. Oh, affordability, inflation. Well, you screwed that up because you just started printing money with nothing behind it. You created inflation. So all the problems they're trying to solve, they created the problems. It's like there once was an old lady that swallowed a fly. I don't know why she swallowed the fly. I guess she'll die. Then she swallows a spider to catch the fly.
Right.
It keeps going and going. And then how's it end for her?
She dies.
How?
I can't remember what
she swallowed. A
horse?
She's dead. Of course.
That's right.
Yeah. So you create the problem, and then you're the one that has to come in and solve the problem. And again, the paddle's ready to go. When you talk about debt and interest, it just, you know what it does to me? It's coming out of a dead dog dedication. I can't stand it. Here's some good news. Tom Holman goes in. He plays good cop in Minneapolis, and they decide.
I have proposed, and President Trump has concurred, that this surge operation conclude. A significant drawdown has already been underway this week and will continue through the next week. We have a lot of work to do across this country to remove public safety risk.
Is he okay? Seems sort of.
This is Holman every day. It's a little.
Who shouldn't even be in this country. And to deliver on President Trump's promise for strong border security and mass deportation, law enforcement officers drawn down from this surge operation will either return to their duty stations or be assigned elsewhere to achieve just that.
Okay. So out of Minneapolis. But the Drew withdrew 700. The agreement that was hammered out there was when it comes to sanctuary cities, you can still stay a sanctuary city, but would you mind helping us out? If you catch one of these guys, you know he's bad, you got him, DUI, rape, assault, whatever it is, call us. We'll come by and pick him up, and we'll take him away. And that was the agreement there in Minnesota, which seemed to calm everybody down. Nicely done. It's a shame that 2 people had to die. It's a shame that you had to have all that quote-unquote protesting going on. But eventually the outcome is you grab them, you hold them, put her, and we'll come get them. That's nice. Now, if other cities would follow suit, then maybe they see, okay, there's peace in the streets of Minnesota, and now you have that maybe in the state of Washington, maybe in Oregon as well. They would hold the people as opposed to, letting them run around the streets, and then you got to have ICE out there try to go find them. I saw a guy yesterday handing out no ICE or ICE out little banners and stuff, little towels to the people there at cheering on the Seahawks. Did you see any video of anybody with any of that?
Yeah, I did.
Were they waving them around?
Yep, they were on top of the bus stops. And a couple people had them. So
okay, good. That's your First Amendment right there.
Yep.
Okay, fine.
That seems like a fair way to conclude that, right?
Let it go. Good for him. Well done, Tom. Okay, and then this is another one of these stories where that one is all percolating, and then it just goes away. And then there's going to be another one that's going to be all these things like waves that just sort of roll over us, and then where's the next wave coming? And it go back to Joe again. This is can you get out the hey, Andrew? Because Joe's going to go deep into our conspiracy stuff again.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Now Joe's sending me stuff at like 6 a.m. Okay. The latest on Epstein?
The latest? We haven't even scratched the...
Here we go.
What we've reported on the air has just been what other major news networks have reported. We have not even lifted the veil on what you and I talk about.
Wow, that's a tease.
It is a tease, and it is a horrific, horrific sight underneath that veil.
It is ugly.
It is absolutely mind-boggling.
That's the question is, why don't we talk about it? We're sitting there blabbing away, sitting at our desks. When we come on the air, is it we don't have the courage? We don't want to get caught?
We don't want to get
say
sued?
stuff, get caught up, is swooped up in all this if it turns out to be just nothing burger?
It's not. It is the furthest thing from a nothing burger that I've ever seen in my life.
All right. Here's just to give myself some sort of plausible deniability. I'll let you say it all.
Oh, really?
That'll work out.
Yeah, that'll
Save
work out
the
great
host.
for me.
Save the host. Okay, here comes Nate checking traffic. Nate,
Come on, guys. Really?
Come on, huh?
Come on, dig into it.
Yeah, just do traffic.
Seattle Sports has the update. In South Hill, we have a car fire westbound 512 just around the corner from 31st Avenue. It's blocking your right lane, and the backup is building back onto the Valley Freeway right now. Renton to Puyallup down southbound 167. Overall, we're looking good. It's just a 40-minute trip. Federal to Tacoma is at 20 minutes, but you're crowded from South 320th all the way down past the Dome. You're close to freeway speeds, though, through most of this. Tacoma to Olympia, we're at 50 minutes. Here in Seattle, North 5, we're solid approaching the West Seattle Bridge, actually closer to the Michigan Curve across the Ship Canal Bridge. Now, this is a thick backup, and it's taking you 45 minutes through downtown Seattle. Northbound 99, a good alternate route, but it is packed from Soto up to South Lake Union. South 5 is packed in the U District to I-90, about 25 minutes from Linwood to Seattle, and South Center to Bellevue, 25 minutes. North 405 slows from South Center all the way past the Renton Landing. Just volume here. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
G and Ursula, 9 to noon on the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks. KIRO News Radio.
A sea of green and blue in downtown Seattle. I'm hoping, G, you can hear us.
I can hear you.
We want to take it all in right along with you. You have a very special vantage point. Gee, what's going on?
They had another big dude trying to get on here with me and DJ Roscoe. You can't have 3 big dudes in the back of this Tundra.
Subscribe to the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel and watch live.
Olympic Hot Tub Super Smart Top Special is here. Hey, it's Ryan Roland Smith. This is your chance to save now on your new hot tub and get a free smart top worth $3,700. Take it from me because I have one. Smart Top is the ultimate cover for your tub. Strong, long-lasting, and ready to defend your tub against northwest weather. Super Smart Top special savings will make you feel, well, super. Details at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
Landlords, things are changing. New laws, higher costs, less flexibility. Selling without a tax plan can be a very unpleasant surprise. John Curley here. Madrona Financial is hosting free in-person landlord workshops to help you understand your rental performance and how to sell tax efficiently. Workshops are Tuesday the 17th at 3 p.m. at UW-Tacoma and Wednesday the 18th at 3 p.m. at Bellevue College. Seats are limited. Reserve at madronafinancial.com or call 833-673-7373.
If you're itching to get out in the garden and get your hands in the soil, check out Sky Nursery's schedule of gardening events to help you get ready for spring. Learn about fruit trees, roses, hanging baskets, and veggie gardening. Even a festival of willow. Details at skynursery.com.
If you've been sitting in traffic long enough to finish a podcast and question your life choices, it's time to flip your trip. Ride transit. Find a park and ride or roll past stress on a bike or scooter. Free yourself from traffic jams at flipyourtrip.org.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through March 22nd, switch to Comcast Business and get started with 150 megabit internet plus Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or ask how to lock in your rate for 5 years on a qualifying internet bundle and get a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. For a limited time only. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. Requires paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Let's talk about canned cocktails. Joe's 6-pack has become Jane 4-pack. And what about those hard seltzers? Shopping for a 6-pack now is nothing like it used to be. Did you know those 4 to 6 drinks are more like pounding a 12er? Let's get serious. A typical beer is 5% alcohol. A Cosmo margarita in a can, 20%. A pre-mixed old-fashioned, up to 35%. See the problem? Sounds like an old-fashioned way to get arrested. Buying canned cocktails is like a game of Russian roulette. Literally. Beware the Moscow Mules and White Russians. Barkeep, send in more hard lemonade. So call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com. With us, you always know what you're getting, and you don't wind up in the can.
1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. New this hour, the man on trial for severely beating a transgender woman in the U District last March is found guilty. Andre Carlo has been convicted of assault and a hate crime. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch was there for today's closing arguments.
Prosecutors told jurors the case is clear, that the victim, Andy Hoseppel, was beaten at the hands of the defendant and that the attack was because she is trans. The defense argued Hoseppel was not attacked at all, instead that she was involved in a fight.
Said a police chief has released a statement after the city settled a lawsuit with the family of John V. Kandula. She was the 23-year-old student who was hit and killed by a Seattle police officer 3 years ago. Chief Sean Barnes today said Kandula was a valued member of our community, adding her death has led to new officer-driver training and policies. KIRO 7 TV Samantha Lamibao reports the city is paying Kandula's family $29 million.
Now, the Seattle officer, Kevin Dave, was fired and ordered to pay a $5,000 fine for negligent driving. As for another officer that became viral, Daniel Otterer, who is also in Seattle Police, who made controversial remarks about Kandula's death in a body cam video, he was also let go, and he has since sued the city for a wrongful termination.
King County's executive is moving to ban federal immigration agents from all non-public county-owned property. This is Gurmai Zahalai's first executive order since taking office last November.
Federal immigration enforcement on its face feels like a national issue that's far away and outside the scope of King County. We're here today because it's not far away. This is as hyper-local as it gets.
His order also includes a requirement that the sheriff's office develop new guidance on how deputies interact with immigration agents. It appears funding for the Department of Homeland Security is about to run out. Senate Democrats today blocked a measure to advance a spending bill. Minority Leader Chuck Schumer
today asked a simple question. Will you rein in ICE's abuses, or will you vote to extend the chaos? Republicans chose chaos, and the Democrats, we refuse.
Deadline to pass that spending bill for DHS is midnight Friday. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 4:33. We check in with Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. Simply Seattle has our update. Let's start you down in South Hill, where we're still dealing with a car fire, westbound 512, just around the corner from 31st Avenue. It's in your right lane. Now, the fire's out, but the backup continues to build, and we're back up onto the Valley Freeway. That backup extends into Algona. Seattle to Federal Way, 35 minutes. Our usual backup between Interurban Avenue and 516. Bellevue to South Center is a 35-minute commute. You're now bumper to bumper at 520 through Factoria. From there, it thins out. You'll clear out at the Renton Landing, only to enter another hefty backup along South Center. Bellevue to Everett, 1 hour. We're solid from Kirkland to Alderwood. Seattle to Everett's at 50 minutes. Scattered backups between Northgate and Linwood. North 5 coming into Seattle is solid from the Michigan Curve across the Ship Canal Bridge. It's taken 45 minutes to get through downtown right now, and South 5 now packed at Lake City Way to I-90. Get your championship gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear with both licensed and custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Celebrate the title with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, hats, and collectibles. Use code ESPN15 for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. We'll have a few rain showers overnight into tomorrow morning. Rain area-wide for the afternoon and continuing into the early evening. Also have a few inches of mountain snow tomorrow. Right now, 52 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
An earth-rattling quake and a 100-foot tsunami. Scientists say it's not a matter of if, but when we'll see the earthquake that will shake up Western Washington as we know it. Our whole area is at risk, and we're tracking the paths of destruction, so you know the areas, even inland, that could see the most damage. KIRO 7 investigates what's being done to help you get out of danger fast and keep your community safer. Tonight at 5:30, only on KIRO 7 TV.
Oh, well said, well read, Joe. Here we go, everybody. It's Bucky's Auto Service Centers. They've got 16 locations. Take your car to Bucky's. They've been around for 50 years. It's your turn, Jacob.
Bucky's.
Bucky's Auto Service Centers. Took my car to Bucky's. They needed to fix the wheel, to grease the skids, to get it going. Jacob!
Oh, wow. How long? I guess this is better than having to do the second.
Bucky's Auto Service!
Joe, you're so talented at that. Is that something that you have background in background?
Jacob, we're doing the show right now.
Okay, sorry.
Bucky's Auto Service Center, 6 locations, been around for 50 years. Thank you, everybody. All righty. Still not sure why Jacob's here.
He didn't tell me either.
Yeah. Here it is. This is first of all.
Wait a minute. Well, look, my wife has a rule in her family.
Oh.
When somebody's birthday, you sing happy birthday. You ready?
Yeah.
Happy birthday
Mr. President, his
to you.
name is Jacob, Mr. President.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alan. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, Joe. Thank you, Joe.
There you go. Well, it is your birthday, and the reason you're here is because I've been asking sort of employee poll was taken, and just as sort of, I guess it's not only your birthday, this is like your performance review. Do you do a performance review?
I suppose so, yeah.
People are concerned. Can you please ask Jacob, if he does come on the show, why does he appear homeless?
Yeah, well, there is kind of a funny, I turned 33
We'll be the
this
judge
year.
of funny.
Yeah, that's fair. Today I turned 33, and which, I don't know if this is I grew up, it was explained to me that
raised by wolves, it looks like
that 33 was the year that Jesus Christ started his ministry. And so I thought, it just got in my head like, oh, I'll see what it feels like to grow my hair out like Jesus. And then I guess I also grew out the beard, and yeah, now I look like someone who up until recently was lost in the woods for a couple weeks.
It didn't end well for before he got to the end of his birthday.
That's true. Yeah, right. We'll see if I make it to 34 because he did not.
Okay. Wow. That's so you have a Jesus complex. All right. Well, that's not good for somebody who's in middle management.
Good answer, though.
Yeah, go in there. I forgive you. Go forth.
That's right.
And sin no more.
I'm just giving people fish and bread constantly.
Right. And they're like, you're parking in the wrong spot. And you're like, go forth and sin no more.
Wait, was Jesus a bad parker? I don't know.
No, that if people were coming to see you, but employees, and you're dealing with all these minor level crimes, I assume that's what you're involved in your little office.
Yeah.
And you try to lure people in there, which used to be the place that we kept all of our paper for the copier. But now you get lured in where you're like, you walk by and there's the little chess set. And you're like, and that's one way of getting in there. And next thing you know, oh, come on in. Let me explain to you why I'm Jesus.
We need Jesus Christ right now.
See?
Yes, exactly.
I'm responding to the wishes of that lady.
You can tell I had nothing written down what to talk to you about, but you have opened a whole can of worms.
That's right.
That Jacob, at the age of 33, suddenly has a Jesus complex.
Can you do anything about this water?
Wait, what's wrong with the... I can turn it to wine. Okay, that's right.
Well, one other thing people are upset about is that I don't know how much money we have here at KIRO.
Oh my God!
But this is a small sample of we have probably about, I would say, 10,000 of these things. Can you explain in management, Jesus, why you did this? And maybe you started with one, and then magically you were able to produce like loaves and fishes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, I actually wasn't involved in these conversations. Let's say, Seattle Times is involved. Maybe let's say this was a Seattle Times idea that we went along with to be a good pal.
I like the fact that it's pretty obvious that you didn't get clearance for the actual trade name of it. So go Hawks.
Generic Hawks. Yeah.
What does it say on the back?
And you didn't even use the real colors either. It says, follow all the action in print, online, and on the radio. Seattle Times, which I always say nice things about, KIRO 7, and Seattle Sports. This according to Jesus. And there it is right there. So we have boxes and boxes. So if anybody wants one, we have.
Yeah, we got thousands, literally.
Yeah.
What was the thought behind it?
Listen, it was as much of a surprise to me as to anyone else. I was not involved in the. They made too many. We should say what we're talking about, which is presumably this was we put these out ahead of the parade, and people were supposedly to take them and bring them to parade. And clearly we didn't get to the parade goers, and so now we just have thousands of these.
I got the email about them at about 5 p.m. on Tuesday night, which I think most of the parade goers had to get out there pretty early.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Besides, if you're out there covering it and you're slocking around the big box of these things, and it just seems so sad that you're like, oh, we're a major news organization. If you wouldn't mind taking 50 of these things and handing them out to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Whose idea was this? Jesus?
Yeah. This was one of the disciples, maybe not one of the better ones.
By the way, I will say that I am a big fan of Jacob's work. You did your open mic night. We talked about your piece. You can follow you on TikTok, and I think you also have. Do you have a Substack as well?
I suppose so. I've never posted.
I think you have a Substack of these things that haven't been used. But you went ahead and did an open mic night. It's a piece that you did a while ago on the show. You read it, you wrote it, and much like David Sedaris, I think you deliver your work out loud, and it reads well when you read the work. And this is about the big shoes. So when you moved in with your girlfriend, you noticed that she had a pair of giant shoes that were there at the front door. They were to scare people away. So if someone breaks in, they're like, oh, I think I'd like to steal something. Ooh, wow, there's big shoes here. Could be scary. Whoever comes around the corner, so I better just run out the door. And even though you've been living with this lovely woman for a while now, she still has the shoes.
Spoiler alert.
Well, no, I'm just giving you it's like the funny stuff. I'll give you the good stuff.
When I first started dating my girlfriend Hannah, I noticed this giant pair of shoes sitting near the front door of her apartment. White and blue Nike men's basketball shoes. The white part's so white, I was pretty confident they'd never been worn outdoors, maybe never worn at all. And again, the biggest shoes I'd ever seen that weren't on a clown.
Must have felt good.
First laugh's always nice.
Weeks went by and I learned a lot more about Hannah, but nothing that made the shoes make any more sense.
We're loving you.
So I did ask about them, and she explained that when she was first living by herself, a friend gifted her the shoes and told her, put them somewhere visible as soon as you open the door, and in case there's an intruder, they will think that someone that big lives there.
These people all just come from the dentist. They're laughing at everything. They jump the joke.
Incredibly supportive crowd. I would say, I since I was 19, I started doing comedy open mics, and those audiences are very closed off, and they are waiting for you to impress them. This was an organization called The Moth that puts on nights like this.
Yes.
Those audiences are expecting storytelling, and if you make any gesture towards a joke, they are so excited to laugh that they really give you a lot, and it's very sweet of them.
When do they do that? Is that a monthly thing?
It's about once a month. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That one, the full length, is on your Instagram, which is absolutely worth checking out.
Yeah. Do you have another one coming up?
Nothing planned. I'm working on something else right now.
Oh, that's the tease.
But I should also say, John, you were instrumental. I showed you another draft of this piece, and you helped me work on some of the jokes and give me the confidence to try some of the ones I was not terribly confident
because there's one in there that was complicated.
Yeah.
There's got to be a pause in there to give him a chance to react because they got to go back.
And it works.
It's brilliant writing. I'm a big fan of
Thank you,
Jesus. Big fan.
That's right.
All right, there he goes out the door.
Happy
Jacob
birthday,
celebrating
Jacob.
his 33rd birthday.
Thank you.
And
which
last,
is the Son of God.
apparently.
Yes. Well, he's in middle management. I still don't know what he does here. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan?
Wilcox Family Farms Eggs brings us this update. South Hill looks like that car fire is cleared westbound 512 just around the corner from 31st. That backup is starting to thin out. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway looking pretty good at 40 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way is at 35 minutes with our typical backup from Interurban down past 516. Bellevue to South Center 35 minutes. Now we're bumper to bumper from 520 through Factoria, but once you get to like about Coal Creek, it thins out pretty quickly, and then we've got another thick backup along South Center. Now, South Center to Bellevue going the other way is 25 minutes. North 405 crowded from I-5 past the Renton Landing. Both directions now are packed through the downtown tunnel, and looking at our Lake Bridges, westbound 520, it's about a half hour from Bellevue to Seattle. It's about 25 minutes on I-90. 520 is bumper to bumper mid-span. I-90, you're slow from the Mercer Tunnel over to I-5. Fresh food comes from local farms. Check the package for healthier eggs with 3 times the omega-3s. Choose Wilcox Omega-3 eggs, locally fresh since 1909. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Dr. Mark Wagner. I sometimes feel like being like Oprah Winfrey. Thank you, Dr. Mark Wagner. I've got the ability to run again. I had such a bad hip. I'd have trouble driving long distances. I couldn't walk after that. Wasn't able to run or lift weights because this hip just really concerned me. And there was pain all the time. Having to sleep, put the pillow between your legs and just wouldn't be able to move. It was awful. I went to see an orthopod, and the doctor was like, look, we can operate on that, give you a whole new hip. I said, wait, I don't want a new hip. Is there anything else? He said, well, I can't give you one right away because you're too young. We don't want you to, wear out the hip. We want you and the hip to go to the grave at the same time. It's like, what kind of plan is this? I had heard about stem cell procedures. I knew there was a guy named Dr. Mark Wagner because I knew athletes went to him, and I had heard about him. Bob over at KIRO Sports went there, and I thought, I'm going there. But he's done 20,000 of these stem cell procedures. It's a 90-minute outpatient procedure, and I meet Dr. Wagner, and I am absolutely sold. He's done the work. I feel great. If you got a bad wrist, elbow, shoulder, knee, what's ever bothering you, go see drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
I know the paint's barely dry on the new Super Bowl champ Seahawks gear, but can you believe the Mariners pitchers and catchers report today?
Holy catfish, that was fast. They know from day one of spring training, they have a chance to win the whole thing.
Look who we have in studio.
Baseball royalty.
Rick Riz.
Congratulations, it's Seahawks. Now it's our time to go win a World Series.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at mynorthwest.com.
At the UPS Store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time. Still get those orders shipped time. And still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open. And happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Give your attic an overhaul with new insulation from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation. Stay cool all summer, slash utility bills, and boost your home's air quality. Call now and get $300 off attic ceiling and ventilation. Or visit us at GuardianRoofing.com.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
Save $1,700 when you have Day and Night match your current furnace with a qualifying AC or heat pump.
Your furnace is lonely all by itself, but it doesn't have to be. With our Matchmaker Special, we'll match your furnace with a perfect air conditioner or heat pump to keep your furnace company and your home comfy all year round.
Match your furnace to a qualifying cooling system and save $1,700.
Dayandnight.net. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Nick's in Park City. Well, she was in Park City. Sold a house to somebody. They're in L.A., and they're moving to Park City to get out of California. And while Nick was there working at the office, Windermere office, this guy sitting next to her goes, I sent a flyer. Flyer? This guy's got to be over 50. I fax flyers to people. I don't know, but maybe he meant like he sent something up on Facebook or Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
He said, I directly targeted a place called Gig Harbor. And Nick's like, I know where Gig Harbor is. He goes, yeah, I did some research. I looked around online to see, how long people have owned their homes in Gig Harbor, how much money they make in Gig Harbor. And he goes, so I shot a little advertisement right into Gig Harbor and said, if you want to avoid the 37 or 38 death tax, we have the highest estate tax now in the country, give me a call. I've got properties in Park City or around Utah, and you can come here and you can buy a house. And bing, 2 people in Gig Harbor said, yep, called them up, bought them houses.
I guess that makes sense. Park City, Gig Harbor, kind of small town, little quaint feeling.
And it's not about the quaint feeling. It's about the feeling of not having Bob Ferguson and the rest of the people up your butt, taking money. The weirdest part of the apple bite theory. If I go to work and I earn $100 and the government says, okay, we're going to tax your income, which, okay, they take a piece of it, take a bite of it. Okay, now the money left over is mine. Then I decide I'm going to put it in the stock market. I'm going to grow the economy by making investment in a business, and the business gets bigger, and everybody benefits from that. And then I decide, I'm going to sell it. Then the government goes, oh, that's that apple we took a bite of earlier when you made your first $100. Oh, you've made some more money? They get another bite of the apple. I'm like, golly. And I continue to put money in the stock market, and if you want to sell, I'm taking bites out. And then you die. You die. And then the government comes along and says, okay, let's see. You've been working all your life and working really hard. You want to leave money to your kids. It's the most irrational thing you can do. You bust your ass, and then you want to leave something for your kids. And before the executor can dole out the money, the government in the state of Washington comes along and says, okay, let's see. That's that apple we took a bite of when you first earned the $100. Then when you sold money that you'd made, when you sold the asset, you realized the gains, we took another bite of it, and now you're dead. So sorry you're not generating any more money for us, so we're going to take a giant bite out of all the money that you saved that's been sitting and growing as an asset in the capital market. We're going to go get a big piece of it before we give it to the people that you love. And I think it's 37 or 38%. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's the biggest in the United States. Big, gigantic estate tax. So that's where you see people moving out. They'll move to Idaho. They move to Montana. They do wherever, Nevada, wherever they can. Because think about it. If you were just walking along, you working hard, putting money away, and then all of a sudden, boom, bang, you have a heart attack and die.
So estates of $9 million or more, it's 35%.
Yes.
Can be 10% on the first million over the exemption to 35%.
Up to 35%.
Why?
But you complete all the assets. Take all the assets, whatever it is, your house, everything else, you got it all there. It's all combined in there.
So what if your assets aren't liquid? Like,
oh, no.
They're
They're going to be liquid. You die, they're going to get a piece of it because you're going to transfer it. Well, you can't take it with you.
Yeah.
So you're going to transfer it. So I get $10 million, and you're going to have 3 kids, and every kid's going to get $3 million. Nope. No. Bob Ferguson going to take it first.
Why is leaving money to your kids the most irrational thing you can do?
Because it doesn't make any sense. You're not even there to see them enjoy it. You work and work and work and work and work. For who? At a certain point, you have enough. But then you're like, I'm going to keep going. So I want my kids to have a better life. So you keep working. That's the irrational part of it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. On paper. Okay, here's Nate checking traffic.
Subaru Puyallup has our update. It's taking you 50 minutes to get through downtown Seattle on northbound I-5, and there is a hefty backup from the Michigan Curve across the Ship Canal Bridge. This backup has westbound 520 bumper-to-bumper at mid-span, northbound 99 bumper-to-bumper from Soto to South Lake Union. Southbound 99 is packed through the downtown tunnel. Seattle to Everett's going to take you 55 minutes once you cross over the Ship Canal Bridge, and then once you do, it's clear until you get into about Shoreline. And then from there, it's solid through Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, 1 hour. Pretty solid now between Kirkland and Alderwood. Bellevue to South Center, 35 minutes. We're solid at 520 down to the Renton Landing. We have cleared out, though, down in South Center. Visit Subaru of Puyallup for friendly experts, transparent pricing, genuine care, and savings during the Subaru A Lot to Love event through March 31st. SubaruofPuyallup.com. KIRO Newsradio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
12s, you sure know how to turn up.
Parade day is finally here.
Yeah, 12s! We talk about 12 as one. Look at all the 12s in this stadium right here. See how powerful this is?
We have one goal, and that was to bring this home to the best fans in the world. This is for y'all. Love.
The celebration continues.
I love this city.
On the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, KIRO News Radio.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
At the UPS Store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time. Still get those orders shipped time. And still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open. And happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
Nick, did you know this is called quit time? Did you know what that is?
I do not know.
That means right about this time of the year, people quit their New Year's resolutions.
Oh, kind of like last year.
Okay, never mind. The important thing is that both of us made a New Year's resolution that we would take better care of ourselves for each other. And we're holding to that.
We are not flaming out because...
Longevity Medical Clinic. So we get the support of Longevity. We told them what our goals were, and they're like, absolutely, we'll get you in line. So they support me, they support you, and then as a couple, they're making us accountable for the decisions we make. So we're not going to be quitting on these things. I can't remember what your New Year's resolution was around the house.
My New Year's resolution around the house was that I was going to try to get you to start putting things away.
And I was going to get you to actually learn how to cook a piece of chicken.
Oh, well, that's for next year.
Okay, fine. Either way, we've got a team behind us. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. I'm here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. You know, an honest person might make a mistake on their tax return, and it's through no fault of their own, just because they don't understand the process, and that's where your expertise comes in.
Unfortunately, that does occur. We've had cases where the taxpayers decided, hey, I'm just going to handle it on my own. And then they get right in a pickle. They've done things they shouldn't have done, said things they shouldn't have said. Hey, the biggest thing is we all have an ego, right, Jason? We all go, oh, I can do it. I can handle it myself. No problem. Folks, really, you need to have help.
I have the biggest ego, but I'm smart enough to realize that if the IRS ever targeted me, I would need you to help me, and I would not ever think about taking them on myself.
Well, I'm really glad you think that way. That's the adult way to think.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. None Better Tax Resolution, 425-947-1967, or Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
You know, it's frustrating. You work your tail off for 40 plus years. The government takes 30 or 40% in taxes. Then they turn right around and waste it. Americans are getting fed up, and that's why they're taking advantage of tax planning. Charlie Harger here. Tax planning could significantly reduce your taxes, not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. Learn how much you could save in taxes when you retire with free retirement tax savings analysis from Boss Retirement Solutions. If you've saved more than $300,000, schedule your free analysis now by calling 206-210-1350. Don't pay the government one more dime than you need to. You need to call the team at Boss Retirement Solutions. Call 206-210-1350. 206-210-1350.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Stacey Lynn. A big blow to climate change regulations. President Trump says they're rolling back a finding that determined carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases endanger public health. He says the move will drive down car prices. And CBS's Weisha Zhang tells us how automakers are responding.
In terms of how quickly this could happen, even if automakers are on board with this, it's going to take time. And they point out that many consumers want electric vehicles now. And so there's a lot of things to factor in when they consider how to change their current business model.
A funding bill for the Department of Homeland Security failed in the Senate. The reason, says Minority Leader Chuck Schumer,
today asked a simple question. Will you rein in ICE's abuses, or will you vote to extend the chaos? Republicans chose chaos, and the Democrats, we refused.
The FBI is doubling the reward for information leading to the location of Nancy Guthrie. And CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti reports they've also released new details about a possible suspect.
The suspect, described as a male, 5'9" to 5'10" of average build. His backpack, according to the FBI, an Ozark trail hiker. The sheriff, meanwhile, confirming they have recovered several pieces of evidence, including those black gloves, which are now being analyzed and tested for DNA.
They're also calling on people who live near Guthrie's home to turn over any security camera footage they may have. A tragic accident in the Caribbean.
A young Marine has been declared dead after falling overboard from the USS Iwo Jima in the Caribbean Sea. His death is the first known U.S. death in Operation Southern Spear, the military's campaign to counter narcotics. The Marine Corps identified the Marine as Lance Corporal Ofora, who was just 21 years old. Ofora was declared dead on February 10th after a 72-hour search and rescue mission failed to find him. His death remains under investigation. Eleanor Watson, CBS News, Washington, D.C.
A judge has temporarily blocked the Pentagon from punishing Senator Mark Kelly for calling on U.S. troops to resist unlawful orders.
There are millions of retired service members who, by the way, I have heard from many of these people that have changed what they say and do because of how this president is acting towards me and towards others.
To the Olympics in Milan, where the USA men's hockey team dominated in their opening game, beating Latvia 5-1. And if you're keeping track, Team USA has secured 14 total medals, 4 gold, 6 silver, and 3 bronze. This is CBS News.
Every Sunday, moderator Margaret Brennan goes face-to-face with top leaders to make you better informed. Face the Nation, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Coming up, a plea from Seattle police as they search for a double murder suspect. But first, Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Simply Seattle brings us this update. It's taken you 45 minutes to get through downtown Seattle on northbound I-5 because of a hefty backup starting just past the Michigan curve across the Ship Canal Bridge. There are no brakes in the middle of this. And this backup has westbound 520 bumper to bumper starting in mid-span. Northbound 99, a good alternate route, but it is bumper to bumper from about the stadiums to South Lake Union. Southbound 99 is thinning out, but you're still heavy through the downtown tunnel. Now, Seattle to Everett, 55 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, 1 hour. South 5 heading into Seattle. It gets heavy at Lake City Way, and that continues to I-90. Linwood to Seattle is closing in on a half-hour commute. Got a little slowing in Linwood now. Bellevue to Renton, a half-hour commute. Heavy volumes from Northeast 8th down to the VMAC. Seattle to Federal Way will take you a half hour. And Tacoma to Olympia, we're at 45 minutes. Got some backups through JBLM and Lacey to get through. Get your championship gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear with both licensed and custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Celebrate the title with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, hats, and collectibles. Use code ESPN15 for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. Nearly 2 weeks now after somebody shot and killed 2 Rainier Beach High School students, police are out with new information on a suspect, and they're asking for the public's help to catch the shooter.
Seattle Police Detective Eric Munoz says the gunman got off a King County Metro bus around 4 p.m. on January 30th and shot and killed the 17 and 18-year-old boys.
Our detectives are asking to speak with the passengers on Route 106 near Rainier Avenue South and South Henderson Street that may have been in contact or sitting next to or have seen that gunman.
There were dozens of students at that bus stop at the time, too, so police also want to speak to them. Police have not released a description of the shooter. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Federal Way City Council has removed Martin Moore as its president. The vote came after he posted a flyer for a student walkout to protest ICE on Moore's official City Council social media accounts. Though he will not be president no more, Moore will still serve on the council.
I will continue to lead without fear because I know that the residents of this city want to work together and move forward, not play old school partisan games that drag all of us back.
Susan Honda has been elected as the new council president in Federal Way. Thurston County authorities say they've arrested 5 people with ties to an armed drug trafficking ring. They say that group was selling cocaine, mushrooms, cannabis, and vape products to kids as young as 13 out of a Lacey home. Along with those drugs, police also found more than $26,000 in cash and multiple guns. Meet your new leadoff hitter, Mariners fans. Brendan Donovan is in Arizona for spring training and says he's going to fit right in with the ball club.
When you come into an organization, you kind of ask, like, hey, what are some things I should be aware of, like rules or things, just so you kind of don't get caught off guard. And it was just like, we're going to prepare. We're going to be great people. And I was like, I like it.
Donovan comes to Seattle from St. Louis as part of a 3-team trade, and the Mariners' first spring training game is now just 1 week away tomorrow. To your weather update, we are looking at increasing clouds tonight, rain overnight, and then rain area-wide tomorrow. Right now, 53 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show.
Here we go.
Thank
This
you.
is it. Buckle up, everybody.
Savory crepes. So you can put the eggs not only in the batter, but also inside. Did this recently with some Beecher's cheese, arugula, and then little caramelized onions. Thin kind of pancake batter. You put it in the pan, heat it up.
And then once it's slightly heated up, that's when you throw the egg in there. The Beecher's cheese adds a nice nuttiness. Arugula has that bitterness. Caramelized onions add a little, I don't know, umami.
Oh, the umami. Umami, please. Speaking of bitterness, Andrew is so bitter about your recipes that he has to keep hitting you over the head with them. Here we go, everybody. First of all, congratulations. I was talking while I was still in the water. What the heck?
Wow.
How about that? Way to go, city of Seattle. Now, the pergola, which has been around for, I don't know how many years, 1901 or whatever it was. Okay. It's pretty. It's been destroyed, not destroyed, but it's been damaged a couple of times. A truck ran into it. Another time, I think another truck ran into it. And then a bunch of people jumped on it in 2014. I like when it got damaged in 2014. This woman who said she'd never really thought of doing anything like this before. Her name was Amanda Gallagher Quinn. She said I thought, quote, we're better than this as a city. If we give the people opportunity, they will step up and pay for the damage that was done. And she was right. People went and donated, many of them in the honor of $12 in honor of the 12th man. And this is in 2014, the afternoon, they had raised $3,000. Total goal was $25,000. I think they ended up raising a total amount of money. At the time, they raised $16,046 for the crowdfunding that was done. That was the last time it was damaged. So good for them for fixing it. And now they're doing it again. That was in 2014. So people climbed up. It's right there. You would have gotten up on it if you probably were down there and 10 years younger, Joe.
Sure.
Right. Same sort of thing. Seattle police say that
everybody loves a good party, but no one likes the cleanup. That is, unless...
The best part today was the cleanup because that was the party for me.
We can all be thankful to SDOT, Seattle Public Utilities, and the other city departments for working quickly to clean up the leftovers from a crowd potentially pushing 1 million in downtown Seattle. Let's go! With a forecast that called for victory.
Usually it's kind of gloomy here because it's always raining.
And nothing else.
But today it's so nice out and it feels amazing.
And even as the confetti is swept away on 4th Avenue, there is no taking away what this championship parade meant for this city.
It is Seattle at its best.
We have yet to get an updated figure on what that crowd size might have been from Seattle police, but nonetheless, they say they had no arrests on their end. Reporting live here in Seattle tonight, Tyler Cunnington, KOMO News.
I wouldn't say that's because there wasn't any crime. They just didn't make any arrests. So I watched some video of some people posting some stuff on Instagram of people squaring up and going at it. Did you see some of that?
Yeah, but that's to be expected.
Yeah, but the fact that the city of Seattle police didn't arrest anybody doesn't say there wasn't some,
come on,
shenanigans going on.
Even you can't poop on yesterday. That was a good look for
try. No, good. It's not like other cities. Comparing us to, Kansas City, the shooting that happened there, Philadelphia, which is always somebody's getting shot or run over, setting stuff on fire, climbing up on poles that are all greased. Same thing in L.A. That was good. Where you didn't have all the problems, good. Now, sad part of it is, I guess there is a sad part, but the happy part is the burglar was damaged again, and already people have stepped up and started to pay to be able to repair it. Same thing as in 2014, and they say that they should have it done in a short period of time. That's the kind of thing I like. I like to see that, hey, the pothole's not being filled by the city, so people to take it upon themselves to fill a pothole, and then the city gets upset and comes in and tears out what they've done. But if people want to fix stuff and do it on their own, even better. They used to do this. I don't know if they still do it anymore. After the 4th of July, you get a bunch of people in kayaks the next day, and they go out there and they pick up all of the paper and cardboard that's left sort of floating there in Lake Union after the fireworks go off, and they clean it all up themselves. That is a wonderful demonstration of civil pride, and I encourage it more often than I disparage it, because I'd rather have us do it than expect the government to step in and do it, and then normally takes them longer and costs more money. So, well done. Good job, all of you. Thank you. Why is Maria Cantwell talking about the NBA?
She was asked about it. I don't remember the event, but they're essentially they're going to vote on it this summer. The
owners,
the owners group.
Right. The one little thing you need to know, you may already know this, I don't insult your intelligence of the NBA, is the owners are like, do we want to expand? Well, it means less money for all of us. I know that, Jerry, but hang on. It'd be good for us. How about Seattle? Yeah, but it means less money for us because they're expanding it.
But it could mean more money for them if the markets are profitable.
Right. If it's not, one ends up carrying the other, that's a problem. Altogether, you got to look at, okay, what would be the cost, players coming here, and then, then let's see, when it comes to additional support, will they get anything else in there? And then will we have enough ticket sales? And plus, will television be able to support it? This is something they've been kicking around for, I don't know, like 10 years, ever since or even longer than ever since the old Howard Schultz was like, yeah, sure, we'll sell it to you. You won't take it to Oklahoma, will you? By the way, for those of you that were cheering at the parade yesterday, I'm sure you were very happy to yell out and scream and yell as your favorite players were going by. So I thought it would be interesting for you to keep in mind the love that you have for all of them, because come November, it looks like possibly on the ballot, are you in favor of a millionaire's tax? And if you're somebody who says, yeah, get the millionaires, I want you to think back to that fateful sunny day in February as the players were going by, right, during the parade, and you're cheering them on. Charlie Cross, yeah, Sam Darnold, Leonard Williams, I love you, Williams! Oh, Cup, there he is, I love that guy, he's the greatest. Now let's imagine them going by just like the day before the election, and you've got a chance to vote yes or no on the millionaire's tax. And they're going by you in a float, and you're yelling, screw you, rich guy. I'm going to make you pay money. You're at to pay money. So, Darnold, you suck. You owe us $2.6 million. Cross, you're going to owe us $4.2 million. Cup, I hope you catch some more because you're going to owe $1.2 million. Because these are the same guys you love, right? But you're going to be in favor of the millionaire tax because you don't like millionaires. Well, these guys, I just read some of the salaries. They're making $42 million. The 10%, anything above, or it's 9.9, let's call it 10. Anything above that, they'd have to pay taxes on. So you're taking the money from them. Are you okay with that? Maybe you want to stop the van and go up there and grab the money from them because, well, God forbid, did they earn it? I would say Cup earns it. I would say Darnold, they all earn it. The damage to their bodies and the amount of dedication that it takes in order to play professional football at such a level, they make sacrifices every single day. They go on that field. They could possibly suffer an injury that is debilitating for life or some other problems that they ends up with having brain damage. But again, when you think about it, if this thing ends up on the ballot and you have a chance to vote yes or no on the millionaire's tax, just think about you're taking money from your beloved Seahawks. Because I think people sort of think, well, I'm taking it from some guy with a top hat on and a monocle and a cane and an Airedale. Everybody's view of the millionaire. No, that's these guys, the guys that you love. You'll take it from them. Yeah. That's the weirdest part of it. If you sat there and you looked at the person, you said, by the way, I know you make more, like, what's Darnold making? 27.5. You're like, look, I know you make $27.5 million, but you really don't need that much. So we're going to take a piece of it because let's face it, it's not fair. You don't pay your fair share, or that you're making more than enough. That's more than enough. More than enough according to who? Because when everybody uses the word fair, what's your definition of fair? So you put human beings behind the dollars, then all of a sudden you remove, the propaganda, which we'll hear a lot of it in November, that they're not paying their fair share. They are paying in ways that none of us will understand. Not only the wear and tear on the body, the stress, the pressure to have to be able to complete a pass or ignore the fact that you're injured and still play on Sunday and get in a plane and fly somewhere, and that's tough. They paid a lot of money? Yes, because they deserve it, because there's very few people that could do what they do. So they can earn it because the market says, yeah, can you make that pass? Can you possibly run that pattern across the middle and not worry about being completely obliterated by somebody crashing in as a safety? Are you willing to do that? Good, then we'll pay you this amount of money. And can you catch the ball and then also make a football move, as they call it? heading towards the end zone and another chance to be able to have somebody rip your head off, good, we'll pay you for that. But that's a skill that someone pays for. But then when somebody comes along and says, well, you don't really deserve it, or it's not fair, you make too much. It's very odd. But again, when you apply it to the person, you can do the exact same thing when it comes to an entrepreneur. Here's somebody, and a good friend of mine, I won't say his name on the air, and he lost millions and millions and millions of dollars when COVID hit. And I said to him one day, and he seemed perfectly fine with it. I mean, not perfectly fine. But I said, what are you going to do? And he said, I'll just do it again. I said, what do you mean? Well, I'll just do what I did. I just have to start over. Because I have everything in my head. I know how I did it before. I'll just do it again. I'll just follow the same pattern, and I'll rebuild it. It cost me a marriage. It cost me a whole bunch of other things, but I'll just start over, and that's what'll happen. But somebody's willing to risk their capital, risk their time, risk their investment, and they fail, they're an entrepreneur. But if they succeed and they hit, then they get the money. But then you have people like our beloved Katie Wilson, the mayor, who I endorsed, saying, well, they don't really deserve it because it's not fair. They're making more than somebody else. Just keep that in mind when your Seahawks went by you on that van. Would you want to run up behind them and grab some of their money because they don't deserve it? Because it's not fair that they make more than somebody else. So you get a chance to fill in a little ballot there. As it fills out, you get your little black or blue pen, and you're like, yeah, millionaire's tax. Because let's face it, Sam Darnold doesn't deserve all that. Somebody else does. The state does. Let's give it to the state. They do so well with your money. Right? Put it that way. My grandfather, who went and testified in Harrisburg, he was a mayor of a small town. He went and testified when they were starting the whole welfare program. And he said, I have no problem helping somebody down on their luck. They come to my house. They'd sit down at my table, and I'd go to the cabinet, and I'd grab a coffee can that I had money in. And I would sit there, and I'd talk to them about a job that I heard about that was down the street. They're hiring at the filling station. These call them filling stations. A gasoline station. And he'd sit at the table, he'd drink my coffee. And I'd say, well, you got other homes to go to, because he'd have a list of 10 homes he has to go to. Neighbors. Got to go to neighbor's house. I know you got other homes to go to. So let me get that money for you. And he said, get up from the table, the crack of his bones and his hips would snap, and he'd reach up and he'd open the cabinet and he'd take out a coffee can. He'd take the lid off of it. And he'd have cash in there that he had folded neatly. And he'd say, here you go, Ray. What do I owe you? What's the state say I owe you? $11. So you do my house, you do 9 other homes. 1, 2, 3. And I'd pull each dollar out, cross my calloused hands, and I'd put it into his open hand, and I'd look at him the whole time. In his face, I'd look at his eyes, and I'd count out the money that I had earned, and I kept in the can, and I'd give it to him. And he would look at me, and he'd fold that money up slowly, and he'd put it in his pocket. And he would turn, and he'd feel the weight of the fact that I had earned it, and I was being forced to give it to him. And he'd break eye contact with me, and he would turn slowly and head out the door. And as he puts the hand on the knob, he'd look back at me, and he'd say, well, thanks. And I say, yeah, don't forget about the job down the street. I guarantee you, he would not come back to my house. He would not. He'd go to the other homes, but he wouldn't come back. And my dad tells the story, and the people in Harrisburg are like, thank you, Mr. Curley. But his point was, if you make it human being, if the government takes it, you never see it, but you got to face somebody. You'll be like, go get a job. Where's your shame? Go get a job and work. But if you just sit on your ass and the government could take the money from somebody who doesn't deserve it and then give it to you. But if you bring back the humanity, the humility, the shame, and maybe somebody saying, by the way, there's a job down the street, maybe you should go get that one, as opposed to coming over to me, my house, and taking my money that I earned. And when I tell the story, it seems like I'm coming from another planet, doesn't it? But and that was, God, I mean, 60, 70 years ago.
Was that in Ireland?
No, he had an Irish accent. No, he was in Harrisburg in 1964, 5, whatever it was.
And they made people on welfare go door to door.
No, that was his suggestion. That's what he wanted. He didn't want the government just to take it. He wanted you to look in the other guy's eyes and say, by the way, I need some money. Can you give it? The state says you got to give me $11, whatever it was. Right?
Yeah.
His theory was that guy's not coming back. He'll never come back.
No.
You know what he'll do? He'll go get a job. Does that just seem like crazy talk? That's crazy talk. Huh?
I like it.
Yeah, well, you do. By the way, do I owe you money?
Oh, undoubtedly.
No, I try to square up with you, like get a sandwich at the communist.
Yeah, I usually overpay, but there's usually something on the
something on the
but not Sully though.
Huh?
Yeah, you owe
but
Sully.
not Sully.
I know what you're saying. I can't hear you.
But not Sully.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I get it.
Goalie?
Sorry, I can't hear. But something's wrong with the microphone. Here's Nate checking traffic.
Here in Seattle, North 5, it's bumper to bumper approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge. Add to this, we have just before 520, a new stalled vehicle in the left lane. Plan on 45 minutes to make it through this backup. And once you do, you're wide open until you get into Shoreline. Northbound 99 is definitely a better choice, but it is bumper to bumper still from the stadiums to South Lake Union. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, we're now at a half hour on both I-90 and 520. South 5, you're heavy from Lake City Way to I-90. Linwood to Seattle, 25 to 30 minutes. Bellevue to Everett has improved. We're down to 50 minutes. It's still solid between Kirkland and Canyon Park, and then you'll clear out. You'll jam up again at that Alderwood interchange. Bellevue to Renton, we're up a bit to 35 minutes. It is packed from 520 through Factoria. We had a collision near the I-90 interchange. It had a couple lanes blocked earlier, but that has since cleared. North 405, we're stop and go from South Center past the Renton Landing. South Center to Bellevue will take you 25 minutes. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I know the paint's barely dry on the new Super Bowl champ Seahawks gear, but can you believe the Mariners pitchers and catchers report today?
Holy catfish, that was fast. They know from day one of spring training, they have a chance to win the whole thing.
Look who we have in studio.
Baseball royalty.
Rick Riz.
Congratulations, the Seahawks. Now it's our time to go win a World Series.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at mynorthwest.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55, but unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Progressive presents a guided meditation.
Hear the birds sing. A chipmunk nibbling on an acorn. Smell the pine needles gently falling into your living room as the breeze blows through the gaping hole in your roof. Gaze up at that broken tree branch and relax because you bundled your home and auto with Progressive and have the peace of mind of 24/7 protection. So relaxing.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Parango and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
It's the Super Smart Top Special at Olympic. Save on a new hot tub and get a free Smart Top cover worth $3,700. Super Smart Top Special savings will make you feel, well, super. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Welcome to the first Puget Sound Express Whale Report of 2026. The whale community is celebrating the return of migrating gray whales to the Salish Sea. Each spring, majestic gray whales travel from the southern Pacific waters north to Alaska. A special group of these grays, affectionately named sounders, enter the Salish Sea to feed on ghost shrimp. The team from Puget Sound Express report that there are more than half a dozen Sounders already in residence, including local favorites Little Patch, Gretchen, and Tahoma. Some of these whales have been visiting Puget Sound for more than 30 years. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers guaranteed gray whale tours departing from Edmonds beginning February 14th. On Valentine's weekend, the crew will hand out free roses to guests to celebrate the occasion. Puget Sound Express tours are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. They guarantee you'll see whales or your next trip is absolutely free. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
So, what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. All of us on the farm want to congratulate our football team on a winning season. And I want to remind you, the shape of a football, it's kind of like an egg. Sure, one's for touchdowns, the other's for healthy breakfast. But you score with both. So celebrate the season with locally fresh eggs from Wilcox, because both scramble pretty well. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo, guilty of second-degree assault and guilty of a hate crime. Those were the verdicts in the trial of 39-year-old Andre Carlo. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch was in court for those verdicts, and he joins us live. James.
Aaron, it took the jury of 6 men and 6 women less than 4 hours to arrive at their verdicts. Most jurors didn't want to talk about the case, but juror number 3 did. He says it was the totality of the state's case, the victim's testimony and that of eyewitnesses that led to the verdicts.
Andy Hope Kettle's own account was compelling. The other people, at every point, there was someone else who had witnessed or heard the same kind of things, and so cumulatively it was convincing.
Carlo faces 5 to 7 years in prison when sentenced later this year. At the King County Courthouse in Seattle, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Linwood Police Chief is distancing himself from a joint statement with Mayor George Hurst. He called on residents to report ICE activity and criticize federal agents' actions. Police Chief Cole Langdon tells the Jason Ranch Show on Seattle Red the mayor wrote those lines.
The mayor has an absolute right to make those statements. I do not in my role in order to be a legitimate public safety leader.
Langdon says his message is Linwood police do not enforce immigration law. ICE does. Meanwhile, King County Executive Gurmai Zahalai is moving to block federal immigration agents from accessing non-public county facilities. His first executive order also dedicates $2 million for immigrant and refugee services, including housing and legal aid. The order also requires the sheriff's office to develop new guidance on working with immigration agents. Thousands of kids took the day off yesterday for that Super Bowl parade, but aside from that, attendance is improving across the states.
According to State School Superintendent Chris Rakedahl, about 73% of Washington students attended classes regularly last year. That means they missed no more than 18 days, and that includes both excused and unexcused absences.
We want you in school every day. The real world demands your attention on work or family or faith on a regular basis.
Attendance last year was up 5.6% from where it was during the 2021-2022 school year. That was the lowest point during the pandemic, but we're still not back to pre-pandemic levels. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
And we turn now to the traffic desk and check in with Nate Connors.
It's a busy one still out there, Aaron. Simply Seattle's got our update, especially through Seattle. Northbound I-5, we're bumper to bumper approaching the West Seattle Bridge, all the way across the Ship Canal Bridge. Looks like we cleared that stall near 520. Plan on about 45 minutes to make it through downtown. But once you do, you're wide open all the way into Shoreline. And from there, it isn't real tough, but it is crowded through Linwood. We have a new collision, southbound I-5 at the off-ramp to 520. It's blocking at the very end of the off-ramp and at the end of that tunnel. Looks like drivers are just squeezing by there on the right shoulder, but this adds to our South 5 backup starting near 85th. Linwood to Seattle, we're up a bit to 35 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, 50 minutes. You're solid from Kirkland into Canyon Park. Bellevue to Renton's at 35. It's jam-packed from 520 through Factoria, and then from there, you're going to thin out fairly quickly. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, we're down to a half-hour commute. In South Hill, westbound 512 is solid from the South Hill curve over to Canyon Road. Looks like just volume. And same story, eastbound 512, heavy volumes from I-5 over to Portland Avenue. Get your championship gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear with both licensed and custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Celebrate the title with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, hats, and collectibles. Use code ESPN15 for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Few showers tonight and into tomorrow morning. A rain area-wide tomorrow afternoon. Right now, 50 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
By the way, it's not on the ballot. I'm saying the millionaire's tax. It might get challenged. But if it was on the ballot, if you had a chance to vote on it, millionaire's tax. I know what's going to be on the ballot coming up will be the Parents' Bill of Rights, and then is it okay for boys to compete against girls in sports?
Seems like the tax is something that should be on the ballot.
Okay then, Joe. Vox Populi.
That's right.
By the way, I'm sorry, Teeny. Go ahead, spin the wheel. Gosh, give me the stink eye. Like, she's pointing to her little watch, like, hey, keep the show on time. Names of all the players are on the wheel. There they are, red, green, yellow, blue. And it lands on one lucky player that'll give you it landed on me. Okay. Take one of Aaron's recipes. Get a raw egg. I'll get 12 of them, and I'll put them in a big glass. And then, like Sylvester Stallone in the first Rocky, the best Rocky, just drink them down.
Yum! Also like Gaston and Beauty and the Beast.
Does he do the same thing?
Yep.
My mom used to say, you're going to get trichinosis. Or something or other. Was it possible salmonella from raw eggs?
Oh, you used to do that?
I used to do that. I was really into, Sylvester Stallone, doing a whole bunch of one-arm push-ups and stuff, and Rocky. I love Rocky. And
punching slabs of meat?
Well, we didn't have big slabs of meat. But, and I was like, because that came out just by the time I think it was in, I don't know, was it 76, 74, 76?
I think, 70s.
Yeah. I used to work on my Rocky imitation all the time. We'd call up and order a pizza.
76.
Adrian, cut my eye. No, you could do. My brother would do Rocky, and then I would do. Who's the guy? Hey, listen, Rock.
Doc.
What was his name?
Doc, right? No.
He put a
Mac.
No, the real actor. The actor, not the real actor. Burgess Meredith.
Yeah,
wow. That's it.
Nice pull.
He put a nail in his thumb, Rock, and he's punching me in the face. And I went over to the corner, and then water was shooting out of my cheeks, Rock.
You were in Philadelphia when that came out, huh?
Yes.
Look at that.
Yes.
The pride of Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah. Running up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
People still do that. There's where Rocky was.
They have a statue for a movie
Which is
character.
the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
It's just in front of the art museum. I think they kind of sold out there.
Oh, yeah.
And I really used to be a pretty good imitation of my dad. I would say, all right, you order the pizza. So I'd order the pizza, but I'd do my Rocky imitation. When are you Sylvester? You sound just like Rocky.
How would you order a pizza?
I can't do it anymore. We got You got gaps, I got gaps. We fill in the gaps. I had to listen to it a little bit more. Just study a little bit.
Just give it a shot.
No, I just did it. What do you mean, just do it? I just did it.
Hello, this is Pagliacci. How can I help?
Pizza. No, I can't. No, don't put me on the spot like that.
Wow.
I really want to be able to work on it first.
On the spot. Good for
Yeah,
Come on, John. Come on. Give us the loan.
You give me a pizza with a nail in it, so I can. When I'm eating it, the nail will go into my cheeks.
Is that Popeye?
You know what? Pearls before swine. That's Burgess Meredith.
Oh,
have some
cut my eye.
respect,
Cut
mate.
my eye. I can't see.
Mickey, by the way, not Doc.
Doc. It's a little too on the button for that one. Let's see. Oh boy, another class action suit, or another suit anyway. City of Seattle just pouring out the money. Seattle reaches a $29 million settlement on the family of grad student hit and killed by the police officer. Their sound on this. Remember that horrible story? The girl, I think she had earbuds in. She's crossing. The car is coming at about 72 miles an hour. The police officer is responding to an overdose call. I think it was a Dexter and Denny. Was that where it was?
Yeah, right there. I think it was
not Mercer.
Yeah, I think it was Mercer, or was it at least in the Mercer area. Over
Okay,
by SIU.
and then he's going through, and he's got the lights going, and she gets about halfway through, and it's one of these things where she panics. Do I go back to the curb, or do I go the other way? And bang, hits her, kills her. The city says, well, it looks like we got to pay up.
After 3 years of waiting and protests, the city of Seattle agrees to pay $29 million to the family of John V. Kandula, the 23-year-old student killed by one of its own officers.
Started supervisor start fire for a struck pedestrian.
On January 23, 2023, Officer Kevin Dave was traveling at 74 miles per hour down Dexter Avenue while responding to an overdose call. Officer Dave struck Kandula as she was crossing the street. Despite life-saving measures by first responders, Kandula died at the scene. Seattle City Attorney Erica Evans reacted to Wednesday's settlement, saying, quote, John V. Kandula's death was heartbreaking, and the city hopes this financial settlement brings some sense of closure to the Kandula family.
Yeah, it's those tragic things. There's nothing you can do. It's never going to place the person, but there's the only thing, the exchange that can, to put a dollar sign on it, but for them, $29 million. And then the Seattle reaching also, what do they get? A payout of $500 million in 2025. Seattle lawmakers attempting to rein in runaway lawsuit costs.
That's Washington, I believe.
Yeah, Washington altogether. Here's what happens. So the city gets sued. The city is self-insured up to a certain point. So that means that they write the checks, and then anything above that, they have an insurance company that comes in, and then they have to write the check. Well, then what happens is then the city, just like if you have too many claims on your insurance when it comes to your auto insurance, your rates go up. So the rates will go up, and they can go up anywhere between 15 and 30% on the city. So the city just has to, they get sued, they write a check. They get sued, they write a check. That's just kind of part of doing business. And that's also the problem of, it's not their money. I always wonder, when I was a city council member, we said, okay, if we do that, what's going to happen? And we had a good lawyer, and he's like, well, probably going to get sued. And then one of the council members would go, well, that would cost us. Well, probably about $150,000. And then we'd say, what are our chances of winning that suit? Oof, I don't know. Give us an odds. I don't know, about 30% chance, guys, we'd win. And then because then we go into executive session, and we weren't allowed to do this in public. Yeah. And we'd all be in the room, and then okay, what do you think? So it's $150,000. It's going to $150,000 to fight them. Yeah. And you got about a 30% chance of winning. I'm like, don't do it. Don't. Let's not. Besides, it's not fair because you're taking the taxpayers' money, and that we got their money, and now we're going to use their money to fight them. This would be on land or something like that, or some restriction, and they're going to sue us. But it was always the most exciting part. We will now adjourn for executive session for 20 minutes. We'd go back in the room. We're in there. Okay, here we go. We'd ask Bruce, what do you think, Bruce? Are we going to get sued? Yeah, they're going to sue us. If we do this, they're going to sue us. Can we win? No. Now he wins because he gets paid.
So the city, if they fight a lawsuit, that is taxpayer money, right?
Yes.
Okay, but
the city council is not going to be kicking in a couple of bucks on that. The city is fighting the citizen with the citizen's own money.
Right. But if they settle it, it's insurance pays it out.
Or if you're self-insured, it's a certain point.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you guys get sued ever while you were in city council in Salish? Really?
I think a couple of times. Yeah.
You recall it for?
No, I don't remember which one it was. We would run into a couple of people that would want to sue on some stuff, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
It seems like cities would be getting sued constantly by people just trying to get money out of a city.
Well, you better have some money because remember, you're fighting City Hall.
Right.
Good luck fighting City Hall. I don't know how much money you have, but you're going to go up against the city. The city has, quote unquote, endless funds. The way they looked at it was like, okay, if we settle, what is it going to cost us to settle? Well, the landowner wants $60,000. What's it going to cost me to fight the thing? $150. Chance of winning 30%. It's like, that's a no-brainer. Give him the money. Yeah. Let him have it, whatever he wants to have. But yeah, if you really want to go to the mat and fight City Hall, but you see a lot of employees. There is a case I can't talk about. I just wrote my friend. Can I bring this up? Definitely will be a class action suit. That's all I can tell you. It's going to be big. Big.
Oh, that's a tease.
Big. Get ready, City of Seattle. This is the guy that we keep trying to get on the air.
Oh, that's the guy.
Yeah. Look at that.
Oh, that's a tease.
He likes being teased.
Nice that he responds to your messages.
No, not the lawyer, the other person. Said I'm trying. He says I'll harass him to get in touch with you. There's good. See?
All right.
Never mind. It's all code.
That's a tease.
Okay, stop. Jeez. Here comes Nathan, second traffic Nathan.
Subaru of Puyallup has our update. We are struggling through Seattle northbound I-5. It's bumper to bumper approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge, and you're just barely moving through the downtown core. 45 minutes to make it through this backup, but once you do, you're wide open all the way until you get into Mount Lake Terrace, where unfortunately we've got a new crash just prior to 220th taking up your left lane. We've got a new collision South 5 at your exit to 520. It's blocking at the very end of the off-ramp. You can get around it on the right side, but it's slowing you down, adding to our South 5 backup that starts closer to coming out of Northgate near 92nd into downtown. It's still about 35 minutes from Linwood into downtown Seattle. Bellevue to Everett, we're at 45 minutes, still solid from Kirkland to Canyon Park. Bellevue to Renton's at a half hour. It's heavy from 520 through Factoria. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, still a half-hour drive, though it's thinning out pretty good in both north and south ends. Tacoma to Olympia is at 40 minutes. Visit Subaru Puyallup for friendly experts, transparent pricing, genuine care, and savings during the Subaru A Lot to Love event through March 31st. Subaru of Puyallup.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I know what it's like. You watch the hair begin to thin, the crown disappears. You just feel like that hair loss is robbing you of your identity. That is how I felt before I visited Advanced Hair. You see, Advanced Hair has got this simple one-day treatment. They regrew my own natural hair. They do the exact same thing for you. Because if you notice the hair is beginning to thin and it's not coming back, you wake up in the morning and there's some more hair on the pillow or maybe in the shower, maybe your barber is telling you straight, you're losing your hair. So you have a choice. Are you going to go bald? You're going to be okay with that. Or do you want your hair back? I would bet most people just want their hair back. So you set up a free consultation. We're going to give you $250 off, $250 free hair graft. You just call them at 425-449-8185. And you don't want to wait because your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winners of the 425 Business of the Year. That's 2 years in a row if you're keeping track. So give them a call. Set up that consultation. Get your hair back. 425-449-8185. AdvancedHair.com.
G and Ursula, 9 to noon on the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks. KIRO News Radio.
A sea of green and blue in downtown Seattle. I'm hoping, G, you can hear us.
I can hear you.
We want to take it all in right along with you. You have a very special vantage point. Gee, what's going on?
They had another big dude trying to get on here with me and DJ Roscoe. You can't have 3 big dudes in the back of this Tundra.
Subscribe to the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel and watch live.
What a good move I made. Let me tell you a quick story. I've done a whole bunch of races and a bunch of other stuff like that, and my left hip started bothering me about 5 years ago. And I go to the doctor, and he's like, you need a hip replacement. I was like, I'm 60. Yeah, we're going to ask you to wait a little while because we don't want you to wear the hip out. We want you and the hip to go into the grave at the same time. I said, what do you do about all this pain? Well, you could, aspirin, and you could continue to do this and that and, sleep with a pillow between your legs. I was like, no, I don't want to do this. Then I was talking to Bob Stelton over there at the sports department. So he went to Dr. Mark Wagner, and I think he had his hip done as well. So I go in there. I say to Dr. Wagner, can you fix my hip? Takes a look at the MRI. Yes. So I got the stem cell procedure. I'm telling you something. This is the best. If you've been thinking about, surgery for your knee, or your wrist, or your shoulder, or hip. No. Check out Dr. Mark Wagner and go to drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left?
I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier-looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped.
Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Best Mortgage is proud to be the longest-running mortgage company on KIRO Radio. For 34 years, they've been giving honest advice you can trust as your VA loan and reverse mortgage experts and debt consolidation specialists, too. Just web search Best Mortgage.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
All right. Wow, no time for Hudson. Sorry, Hudson.
There you go.
The letter of the day.
Dennis in Seattle says, so you say that man went to summer camp, huh? Does John really like Switzerland? Thank you, Jacob, for singing the Buc-ee's tune.
Thank you, Dennis, for that. Rick from Bothell says, what the hell? Teeny's got a tiny stage? Yes. She does.
Doug in Mount Vernon says, little known fact about the Glutton Club. When the first member died from eating something they shouldn't have, it gave birth to the Darwin Award.
I got to third base with my cousin by marriage.
Huh. How about that? Jesse on YouTube says, John is pretty sassy today. By the way, I don't know that I could point the head out of an earthworm. Like, where does it stop?
Right. Maureen in Shoreline says, Susan Day played the tambourine as Lori from the Partridge Family. Where? Okay.
Problem solved. Fernando in Seattle says...
This gives you some idea how random the show is.
Yes, this is all in order of appearance.
Yeah.
Fernando in Seattle says, did the Snickers thief pay Joe for the Snickers bar he took from the drawer?
Andrew?
No.
Aaron in Auburn says the Mac you're thinking of is Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
That's right. He was the old man in the video game.
Oh, I don't know that.
It makes sense. It helps my brain. Charlie on the beach in Seattle says, best Buc-ee's musical ever. I felt like I was watching I Dream of Jeannie in Cocoa Beach.
You were. Katie in 253 says, please tell Jacob, let him know that I've always looking for someone to be Jesus during the Passion Week.
That's right.
That'd be nice.
Side gig. Trucker Robert in Puyallup says, hey, John, if Jacob has a Jesus complex, my question is, who rolled the stone away from his office door?
That's good. He hasn't passed away yet. Tina the 425, happy birthday, Jacob. May 33 candles be planted in your last supper cake. Wow, they're really running with this theme, aren't they?
Veronica in the 206 says, is Nate currently identifying as a vampire? He's in a room that appears to block out all daylight.
Where is he in there? Yes, he is.
It's dark outside.
It's time for the letter of the day.
It's okay, Nate. It's okay. All right.
Jim in the 360. This is after you disparage drunken sailors. He says, I've been a drunken sailor. When I ran out of money, I stopped spending. That's how a drunken sailor spends. Not so with the government.
Thank you, Jim. Glad you're sobered up in time. All right.
That's all she wrote.
Wow.
That's all she wrote.
Didn't write out of me today.
Didn't write no more.
Me too. Why is
we
he
all right?
Yeah,
hit the showers. By yourself. Here's Nate checking traffic, Nathan.
All right, North 5 through Seattle is a real struggle this evening. It's a bumper-to-bumper approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge. That is a solid backup, and it's 45 minutes to make it through this. Mountain Lake Terrace, we've got a new crash, North 5, just before 220th. It's blocking your left general purpose lane. You're backed up bumper-to-bumper to 175th and Shoreline. That's a 3-mile backup. Seattle to Linwood is back up to a half-hour drive. South 5 into the Seattle slows at Lake City Way all the way down to the Michigan curve, and it's real thick from about Northeast 50th to I-90, all added up. Linwood to Seattle is going to take you 35 minutes. South 5, your exit to eastbound 520. We still have a crash partially blocking at the very end of that off-ramp. Bellevue to Everett, a half hour. You're solid from Kirkland to Canyon Park. And Bellevue to Renton at 25 minutes. It's slow from 520 all the way to the VMAC. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I know the paint's barely dry on the new Super Bowl champ Seahawks gear, but can you believe the Mariners pitchers and catchers report today?
Holy catfish, that was fast.
They know from day one of spring training, they have a chance to win the whole thing.
Look who we have in studio.
Baseball royalty.
Rick Riz.
Congratulations to Seahawks. Now it's our time to go win a World Series.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at mynorthwest.com.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-455-5544. 800-455-5544. Again, that's 800-455-5544.
Yep, it's raining out there. Integrity Roofing and Construction is your trusted local roofing team. Integrity offers free estimates, and their customer satisfaction speaks for itself. They'll keep your home leak-free and protected from the northwest rains. Visit integrityrc.com to schedule a roof assessment or video inspection today. With years of experience in roofing and restoration, their skilled team can help with a simple roof repair or a full renovation. Don't wait until the next storm hits. Schedule your free estimate today. Visit integrityrc.com. That's integrityrc.com.
G and Ursula on KIRO News Radio.
You're not going to be able to stop what's going to happen.
I hope he's successful.
9 to noon, streaming live on your smart speaker.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The G and Ursula Show.
If you want to see what I'm wearing today, check out Mrs. Roper.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
A moo-moo is like a bank. You never know how much is in it.
On KIRO News Radio and the KIRO Newsradio app.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
It's the Super Smart Top Special at Olympic. Save on a new hot top and get a free Smart Top cover worth $3,700. Super Smart Top special savings will make you feel, well, super. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD